What is going on, all you pre-patchers out there?
See, it's good he told us this time that when we're going in and we're just sitting there,
right? Instead of being awkwardly, silently dancing by himself in the corner while we're all like waiting.
For context, I was complaining that we don't hear the music on the intro anymore, so he was singing for us.
Yeah,
and it was spot on. Honestly,
hey, man,
it is
the difference. Yeah,
it was Uncanny Valley. Really, like it was right on.
Yeah, that's great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that show or the cartoon on YouTube that does like the really like disgusting they just did one with like that's like that's what you're talking about.
I love Meat Canyon.
That is what my music sounds like when I'm singing. Is what I imagine if you were to put it into a drawing, it'd be that. It'd be Meat Canyon.
I thought you were gonna go with Happy Tree Friends. I was like,
oh yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah,
I mean that was a good one too.
Have you guys seen the Taylor Swift one that he just put out?
Love it.
No.
I have not. Good. I saw the dude that was a bodybuilder. That one was fucking gross, dude. I can't.
Sam Sulek.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
You want to be big? Like, what the fuck, dude?
It's gonna hurt a little bit. That's natural.
It's fucking.
I love the pumpkin spice one. I don't know if you guys saw that with the,
I have seen the pumpkin spice.
Is this where we request Meat Canyon come onto the show?
Absolutely,
chill with us.
Let's have him on. I would love to see Pre-Patch podcast Meat Canyonized. Can we get that?
I don't even want to know what I'm going to look like. That's just not going to be good. Oh man. Well, welcome in everybody. Episode 106. It's going to be all about cod pieces and Goyas. If you know, you know. If you don't, Goyas. Yep. Okay. Actually, this brings up a really good question. So I was having a discussion with one of my viewers last night. Is it Goya or is it Goya? Goyo? What is the fucking operator that is a defender on
Goyo?
Okay. Because I started off by saying Goya, and
that's Goyo.
Isn't that?
That's like some no, that's like some kind of rice dish in like thing in the Spanish or Hispanic households.
Yeah,
I think I've got some downstairs, like a yellow box. It's called Goya. But no, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Goyo, and he's like, it's not Goyo. It says Goyo, bro. Once you go yo, you never go bo.
Once you go yo, you're always yo-yoing.
Yeah, right. Anyway, if this is your first episode, well, it's a spicy one to join on. It's gonna be a great one. We got angry PPs, sad PPs, happy PPs.
Hold on a second. We're on 105, bro, not 104 or 106.
I said 10. No, is it not one? Okay, I'll change it.
You got it on 106.
We're in the future. You're in the future.
We got 104 on Twitch, so
I'm changing it on Twitch right now.
Over the place.
Yo,
the tweets are 106 because I saw
you guess where we're at. It's gonna be like that one long lost episode. This is what's gonna happen in episode 200. We're like, whatever happened to episode 105? Where did that go? It's just lost to the ether. It doesn't exist. What the fuck 105? Nobody cares about 105. That episode was stupid anyway. Anyway, it's gonna be a great show. Great show.
Oh yeah, already.
And if you want to catch the 104 episodes prior to this, but fuck 105, you can go to Pre-Patch podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, on the tweeters, and it's anchor.fm/Pre-Patch podcast. Check us out there. But we are live right now, and we have our live host. Chat, say hi. Everybody in chat, say hi.
Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Disco Kitty says hi, and Steven says hi. Pork Chop says hi. So
hi, everybody.
Yep, and then there's that dork.
Carl.
That dork says hi. And then Thomas Brown says buttfuck 105. That's all. That's a lot of buttfuck. I don't know. What? Thomas Brown. I'm just reading chat. That's just
all right.
That's why
you
want
to
be
see that at?
It literally says Thomas Brown on YouTube says buttfuck 105. That's a lot of buttfucks.
Sin's got the deleted comments on. Or something.
Yeah, you got. I'm not a moderator apparently, so I can't see it.
You are a moderator, sir.
Is that really not like? Do we have that deleted?
Oh, I am a moderator, but I don't see it.
You don't see it.
It's not. It's okay. So it's not moderated. That's just it's YouTube doesn't want you swearing in their chats, so they have two chats. If you've ever noticed, they have live chat and then they have top chat. If you have it on top chat, you don't see swears.
Oh
if
yeah,
you have
okay.
it
So
on
I'm
live chat, you see everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never noticed that, and I even streamed on there for like.
Wait,
half
did you
a year.
stream without having live? You were not in live chat. You were only in top chat. No wonder you didn't get all the messages that I was cussing you out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. So I found out about that because I was in. I found out about that because I was in.
That is actually amazing. That is.
Yeah.
Whose channel was I in? I was in. I was in Bytes' channel. I was in your channel and Bytes' channel, but I finally found out about it in Bytes' channel.
Yeah, I don't see what you're saying, man. I don't.
I finally found out about it in Bytes' channel, and we tested it because there was like 3 different people in his channel, and like his moderators could cuss, but nobody else could.
So much sense now. I always just
that's
thought
actually
you were
amazing
band or something.
That's good. I mean, that's originally that's what I thought had happened. I was like, dude, did I piss somebody off at YouTube? Like, okay.
Oh, good stuff. All right.
What's up, by the way, Tom?
Every day. Yeah, welcome in.
Thanks for moving this conversation in a direction that taught me something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, now he's self-moderating himself. He said, "Fine, butt hook." So
you did.
So
you did.
All right, I like it.
Well, again, this is why we recommend that you join our live chat. We do this 10:30 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Twitch, and you can interact with us and say dumb things and the hucks of butts and butts of hucks and fucks and all that good stuff. So, but
what are we making? What are we making a rated M children's book?
Yes,
you can huck your butts and you can.
No, you can't do that. You cannot say children's book and then say what you were about to say.
That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped.
Not allowed. Oh man, we're about to get dreamed. If anybody knows, they know. All right. So,
anyways,
okay. We don't have time for all of this derailing. We've got
a lot. You can manage time, Sim.
Yes. Fuck off, man. Huck your butt. I don't have time for this. We've got 2 games to talk about. We're not covering Twitch, YouTube, and platform news this week. Normally we do. Next show, we will go into that. But this show, we want to give ample amount of time to completely and utterly destroy Call of Duty and then talk about Lords of the Fallen and then go right into basically the Game Awards. Nominations
Destroying the Game Awards.
Yeah, destroying the Game Awards. Game nominations came out. Now, this one is not something where we normally like last year, and we normally do a Game of the Year segment where we will actually go through and have a show based around Game of the Years where we will give our Game of the Years. That usually happens toward the end of December-ish, beginning of, I can't remember, did last year we do it at the beginning of the year? Or I think it was still
we did it. No, we did it like right in the middle of December, like right before December break.
Right
so usually we take a break from the show running from about Christmas on until like New Year's roughly, right?
Usually the week after.
Yeah. If you guys are wanting to listen to us at that point, we probably won't be doing any because it's just there's too many people are doing things with the family, going over to grandma's house and all that shit through the woods and through the hucking of the asses. You know how it goes
to his grandma. Sounds, but okay. Anyways,
I mean, I'm in the desert. There is no woods where I go. Okay.
I know you're about to say there is no grandma. There is no grandma in the desert.
I mean, that is accurate. I do actually not. I don't actually have a grandma, but we won't go that dark.
We are going through all the motions tonight.
Jesus Christ.
But yes, we will be taking a short break. So we will usually do our Game of the Year right before we take that short break. So expect it right around like. I would say, what do you guys think? Like right around December 14th, roughly.
So usually the week after the show that they do, like as long as it doesn't fall. I don't even know when is this show? When are they?
Nominees. I don't. What date is it?
News. Let's take a look here and see. Does it have anything? Why the fuck does it not tell me the fucking date? When are the Game Awards?
A lot of fucks going on tonight.
December 7th. December 7th. So usually
December 7th. Okay.
So
roughly the 15th, roughly. So if it does the 17th, we can do that Thursday, the 9th. Yeah, we can do that 9th, or we can do the 6th. No, that's
I don't know what you're looking at. It's literally on a Thursday. We'll do it the next Thursday, the 14th.
We'll do it on the 14th. Yeah, I was looking at January, I think.
But. So we will. So there you go. So this episode though is covering the nominees. We're just going to talk about what fuckery has gone on with the nominees and whether we agree or disagree. and spend time there. So without further ado, we are going to jump into what we've been playing. And Bill, yours, I'm going to have you go first since yours has actually been out.
It's been out a minute.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to it until just now.
Here we go. So Lords of the Fallen, talk to us about it.
Lords of the Fallen. It's another Souls-like. Surprise, surprise! I'm playing another Souls-like. It came out just a few weeks after. I know, right? Who would have guessed?
You hate Souls-likes.
My least favorite genre, but I'm trying to branch out.
I mean, look, Bill. I am the Souls-like guy for this podcast. You need to get in your own lane, bro. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Stick to your Rockstar games, and I'll stick to my.
But Lords of the Fallen, it came out a few weeks after Lies of P did. It is not made by the same people who did the original Lords of the Fallen, but it is the same franchise.
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's made by the same people who did the Surge, I believe. This one.
It is. Yes.
Oh.
Are you fighting with buckets on your hands?
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna do a broken bucket build for this, like, just to do a challenge run through this game.
This Lord has fallen. This Lord is not doing well.
He's been demoted from Shovel Knight to Broken Bucket Knight.
Broken Bucket Knight.
But yeah, for this run in particular, I just planned on doing a broken bucket build just for the lulls of it. But the game itself, I've played it this run solo. I've played a decent amount of it in co-op. I'm probably about halfway through the game on one of my co-op campaigns, and it's fun. It is a good time. It couldn't have probably released at a worse time outside of releasing near the Elden Ring DLC, because Lies of P did beat it to the punch, and I do feel like Lies of P is a better quality game.
That's what I've
saying
heard.
This one's bad.
Yeah.
But Lies of P is just a significantly better quality of a game compared to this. This one is fun.
That's what I had heard as well. Was that Lies of P? It feels like it's the more complete game when it comes to like the way that the gameplay feels, at least.
Yeah.
So
this one feels like baby's first Souls-like, and that might not necessarily, like, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. From what I have experienced with it so far, it is fairly on the easy side. You get a lot of experience very quickly. It seems like with the 2-death system, it has a 2-death system similar to Sekiro, where if you die, you go into like the death plane of Umbral, and then you can get to one of these statues, and it'll kind of bring you back. And with some of the level design, you have to take yourself into Umbral to begin with to kind of traverse things. So there's some really interesting concepts with this game. But as far as
it's kind of interesting. Sorry, it's kind of interesting that you're saying that it's baby's first, quote unquote, baby's first, Dark Souls or whatever you want to call it, Souls like, considering like the Surge was known to be pretty decently brutally hard for some people.
I think a lot of the part with the Surge though is it's like their mechanics were not exactly the best, and they were kind of
the Surge had jank that made it difficult, unfortunately. And again, kind of similar to Lies of P, where it had mostly robotic enemies, and making a robotic enemy look authentic to a robot, they tend to make them have very like jerky and like they hitch and then it goes through, that kind of thing, which if done incorrectly can be super anti-fun.
Is this cell shaded? Like
this?
What is this, an anime? What
is it? 20 FPS? That was my
question. Looks really dated.
Just the blood. Just the blood
That's
is.
Interesting.
This honestly looks like a cinematic you get out of Medieval from the
PlayStation
1, man.
This cinematic threw me through a fucking loop, because from what I've seen of the cinematics in this game, the blood here is the only thing that has like, even she coming out of the blood doesn't have the same frame rate as the blood itself.
That is weird, dude.
It is the weirdest design thing. It kind of reminded me of, like, you know how a lot of the cartoon movies like Puss in Boots and the Spider-Verse movies will purposefully drop the frame rate for effect. It seemed like they did it there, but I don't know
why. They did it in a bad way.
Yeah, is it only there, or does it do it in other? Like,
it's only that blood. It is only
Weird.
that blood that I've seen so far.
That's weird. I
That's
watching it,
know
I'm
if it's
like,
an oversight.
Yeah, that's a huge oversight in my opinion.
What's weird is that watching it, I was like, it's
know.
kind of cool. Like I like there's something about it, I'm like, I kind of like this,
Well,
but like
it took me a minute to be like, am I actually seeing this? Or is this just like did they go down the PlayStation 1 remake
That's what
route?
I'm saying, man.
Nah,
weird, man.
it was a weird, and that's
Yeah.
not the only weird thing. There is a little bit of jank with this. Whenever released, the co-op was like dog trash. It was really bad. They did fix it very quickly, so that was good.
That's good.
The co-op now, from my experience, I've had very few issues. There's been a few times where we just can't summon each other in, and we just do a soft reset. Fixes it, so no issues there. Outside of that, a lot of people, and I don't want to throw this out there lightly because it's an easy target because I like Dark Souls 2, are comparing it to Dark Souls 2 as far as Souls-likes go. In the fact that it's very mob heavy, the game throws a ton of enemies at you, where you don't really get a chance to like relax and explore, especially in Umbral. One of the mechanics of being in Umbral is actually random like trash zombies just like spawn periodically. So
what is what is Umbral? You've said that like 2 or 3 different times. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means.
So this, have you ever played Soul Reaver?
Yes.
So it's like Soul Reaver, where there's 2 different world states. There's Axiom, which is your alive world state, and then there's Umbral,
so it's got like
which
a
is
shadow realm of some sort.
It's like your shadow realm. You can pull yourself into Umbral, or if you die, you automatically get drug into Umbral. And there's a few other ways to get into Umbral as well. And it opens up new platforms. There's new items there. There's a whole slew of different enemies in Umbral. The level design is honestly the best part of this game. Exploring those levels. You have this lantern that you can hold up, and it lets you peek into Umbral to see if there's like platforms and stuff around before you like commit into it, which is kind of cool.
Buckets, bucket hands.
But it's a really well done world system, really well done level design system, and that is the strength of this game.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I was wondering if how they did it, like how, because I knew that they had that system, but I didn't know how well they used it to their ability. Because a lot of places will just be like, oh, you die, you go here, you come back, and you use it occasionally where you'll go into that world, get a weapon, come back out. It's nice to hear that they're actually utilizing it for like platforming.
No, you actually have to interact with this secondary world state to progress through the levels. There are secrets that can only be found in the secondary world state. There's bosses that can only be fought in Umbral. It's really nifty. It's really well done. Some people are complaining that they don't like the infinitely spawning ads in Umbral. It does give you that kind of like urgency to get out, along with the fact that you can only stay in there for so long before the game penalizes you. So while you're in Umbral, you get a XP multiplier. Okay, so you actually gain more XP while you're in the dead world, and that multiplier goes up. It goes from 1.1 times XP to 1.5 times XP at the max. But once it maxes out, you lose the ability to heal, and it spawns an elite Reaper enemy that will one-shot you if it hits you. You can kill it.
Oh, wow.
And if you do kill it, you get your ability to heal back. But it kind of puts you on a timer where you need to do what you're doing in there and get out. And there are items that will extend the time that you can be in there and stuff like that.
Makes sense if they boost the experience and everything like that. They don't want people getting overpowered too quickly. But like that also kind of like rewards you if you're good enough to take out that Reaper without getting hit as well at the same time.
And he drops a ton of XP. He's worth fighting if you are at a strength level. And by end game, I'm sure you'll be at a level where you can stay in Umbral for as long as you want if you want to. So
it's a cool concept. I like it.
It is a cool concept. I like it a lot.
Why is the game getting? Because I've looked at the reviews and it's like mixed reviews. It's not getting review bombed, right? Like it just seems kind of like. Is it? You think it's just because of Liza P? Like just because that kind of came out?
I think Liza P had something to do with it. I think Liza P is just a much more polished product. The only thing I can say about this game is it's not bad. It's not amazing. It passes. It passes the Souls-like check, and it is probably a higher quality than a lot of Souls-likes that came out. It's probably a higher quality than Mortal Shell. It's definitely better than what the Surges were, in my opinion. I would say it's probably around Neo quality.
Wow,
roughly.
I'm looking at Metacritic. It's getting a Metascore of 75, which is
terrible.
not bad.
It's not terrible.
It's
okay.
at
the same time, Mortal Shell got a 76, which I think Mortal Shell was.
It's all.
I liked Mortal Shell. I'm like one of the 5 people that actually enjoyed that game, and I did a level 1 run of Mortal Shell because I like that game. I saw no issues with it, but I understand where people didn't. The reason people aren't liking this, lack of polish in some areas. The combat's weird. So it has a parry system similar to Liza P, but it's a lot more forgiving. It has a health regain system similar to Bloodborne and Liza P, where if you block an attack or you parry an attack, your health goes gray, and then you can earn it back by attacking an enemy. I think that's a cool concept, and I think it's actually done better in this than what Liza P did it, because that gray health doesn't disappear at all. With Liza P, if you don't attack or don't parry within a certain amount of time, that gray health drains down. Same thing with Bloodborne, that gray health drains down, and you lose it effectively. This game, that gray health stays there forever as long as you do not get hit. As soon as you get hit, that health disappears. So I like that concept better.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are giving it low ratings just because they don't like the excess enemy spawns, and they're saying that like end game, it feels really, really sluggish and really, really grindy.
Yeah, it's a very mob heavy game. Like they throw a ton of enemies at you, which a lot of people don't like.
Hack and slash type vibes, but maybe not as much.
It's borderline hack and slash at times, honestly. Yeah. And I think the combat
original, the original Lords of the Fallen was a hack and slash, wasn't it?
It was a Souls-like too.
I thought it was more of a hack and slash than a Souls-like.
It was a weird one. It was the first first
it was like a weird
Souls-like
back and forth. Yeah.
So this is definitely an improvement over that. The combat is fast. It's like Bloodborne level fast. You dodge really far. Your attacks have a lot of forward momentum to them, which is more akin to a hack and slash. There's just a lot of like momentum that I don't think a lot of people are vibing with. There's not a lot of intent behind your attacks. A lot of people with Souls likes, they want purpose behind their attacks. If I'm going to attack here, it's going to put me in an animation, and if I whiff it, I'm at a detriment. This, you can pretty well animation cancel out of any attack or any movement that you do with a dodge roll or a block. So
you're playing on PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm playing on PlayStation. I know the PC port was botched. As always, anything Unreal Engine is just terrible on PC, and I thought Unreal Engine 5 was going to fix it.
It's too bad.
That was wishful thinking.
Nah, bro.
But...
Yeah.
Nope.
$60 on PlayStation as well, or is it a $70 on PlayStation?
Well, I think it's 60 all the way around.
Because it's 60 on Steam. I just checked that.
You know, what's funny
I
is
would
that
assume it's 60.
Life process of these games.
Nope, it's $70 on PlayStation.
Oh man.
Okay.
Thanks, Sony.
All right. So what I love about this is that the life cycle of this is develop on PC, put it on console, shit port. Like, wait, hold on a sec.
PC.
Hold on a sec.
That's
you
so
started on a
backwards.
PC. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, but let's be real. Like that's most games these days. Like all games are developed on a PC, ported, sent over to the consoles, and then the port for PC gets just completely
how
thrashed.
that's so backwards.
It is rough. It is stupid. It
is.
should not be that way.
I am inviting.
And honestly, that's go ahead.
I would say I'm inviting a developer, whether they're indie or larger, that has developed for PC and put their game out on, or developed their game, has put it on console, and as well as also put it on PC. I want to know what the porting process is. It really that fucking difficult? Is it really that hard to port over a game to PC or develop for both? I'm inviting, whether you put it in the comments down below or you want to come on the show. I'm opening the invitation up. I want to talk to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. Because 9 times out of 10 PC, like that's the main reason. My PS5 has gotten more use this year than any other year because PC ports have been the worst that they've ever been.
Yeah. And the thing is like it didn't used to be that way. Like PC ports back in the day were not
PC
that
Master
bad.
Race.
Most of the time, most of the time PC ports it was console ports that were completely thrashed.
Right.
But I don't know. It was like
it just flipped.
Start of PlayStation 3 era, you know, like start of Xbox 360 era. That like PC ports just started going.
This on screen right now is kind of one of those things that I was talking to you about, though, where you can hold the lamp up and it directly affects the world in front.
That was one of the things that I liked about. That was one of the things I liked about Raziel and those things, like being able to go into like the spirit realm to be like to do different puzzles and such. That I always enjoyed that quite a bit.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Lords of the Fallen. If you like Souls-likes, I would recommend it. It's not bad. It's not bad by any means. It's. But you go in with tempered Yeah, it's easier if you like more hack and slashy type gameplay. It's worth playing. I think it's a lot of fun.
I'm paying $70-$60.
I was gonna say, is it on anything else? Is it like on Game Pass or anything like that, or
wait until it goes on sale?
I don't think it's on Game Pass.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. So maybe
make sure you don't get the first Lords of the Fallen either, because they named it the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I actually played the first Lord of the Fallen. I quite enjoyed the Lord of the
Fallen's more though. I don't know.
I did too. I didn't think it was that bad. It was clunky, but I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it is not on Game Pass. I just checked. So
unfortunate.
So yeah, I think it's worth playing if you like the genre, and if you like hack and slashers, because it's a good blend between the two.
Yeah,
I'll see if it goes on sale for Black Friday.
There you go.
It's probably the case.
Probably will.
Unfortunately.
So, all right, Scruffy.
Can I
go ahead. Scruffy? Let me intro the game, and then you can. I
want you to intro it and talk about it, because you have played it and have hands on. I don't, but I'm still going to give it shit. You know I will.
No, that's fine. So
take it away.
So first and foremost, we're talking about, for all of our audio listeners, we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, before everybody jumps down my fucking throat and gives me hate, fuck all you. You guys are all fucking shills. You bought this game knowing exactly what it is. You paid $70 for it. I got a copy for free. Yeah. I'm just saying, just letting everybody know. Like, yes, I got a copy for free before you decide to try to flame me in the comments or whatever else. Like, if this was,
please do it.
If this was not a free game, I would not have purchased it or bought it. So, and I'm not going to hold anything back. There are,
as long as you've refunded it by now.
I cannot refund the game. Like,
get that 60.
Okay, so here's it's more than that 70. So here is the thing, right? So when you boot up, first off, the campaign, I've not even touched it. I beat, like, the last one, Modern Warfare 2, me and Scruffy did a really fun, like, race to the end campaign.
Really quickly, I can't even blame. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I can't even blame that on Sony. That's just fucking Activision being assholes. Honestly, I take that back. I'm sorry, Bill.
You're good.
So, the campaign in this
the campaign was half baked anyways.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Like, isn't it like 2 hours long max?
It's I don't know the exact length. I know that it's not good. I know that, like, they completely changed the stories. It's not Modern Warfare 3, but it's not Modern Warfare 2. It's like some weird, like, in between thing with Makarov.
It's like 4 to 7. People were saying
they kill off another character that, like, rightfully should not have been killed off. Like,
and the way they kill him off too. Is in such a side, like, character way. Like, he just, like, there's no he's a big character and just go, nope.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing.
So, and we'll get to what you guys are viewing on stream right now is the zombies. We're going to talk about that, but I want to go through each thing. So then the campaign I have not even touched because I don't care to. It's terrible. The multiplayer. So one, they brought, like, in MW2, they got rid of, like, all the movement meta, right? The slide canceling, the fucking, you know, all of this, like, dolphin diving, all this crap was removed. People bitched. I personally liked it. It is what it is, but there were bigger problems with the game. So then in this one, they're like, oh, we're bringing slide canceling back. They brought slide canceling back, but then they fucked up tack sprinting, so it doesn't necessarily work as what it's supposed to be, but it kind of does, it doesn't, whatever. So the movement meta is, like, halfway there, but halfway not. The biggest change, and I don't know how to feel, because there's some times where I'm like, okay, I like it, it feels good, and there's other times where I don't. The TTK in this is different. Like, there has always been a feel for Modern Warfare where you're just like, you can hold the trigger down, and you kind of almost have, like, this rhythmic, like, okay, I can let go, and I know I've killed somebody, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about if they played a COD game. It's just this, like, pop, 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 done, right? And this, it's like pop, 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 done. Like
is it
it's
inconsistent? Like
sometimes it feels like it is, sometimes it doesn't. Like I know that they increased health to 150, so like from up to
so
from 100.
it should technically theoretically be a longer TTK.
It should be a longer TTK, but then sometimes it feels like it is a longer TTK, and then sometimes it doesn't feel like the longer
because
TTK.
I've seen so many things, and the way that COD's gone down too is heavily meta'd. There's so many metas with guns and everything that they're finding new builds that make burst rifles like one-shot burst, so like it's the gun meta too. I feel like has a big play in TTK.
So let's bring up gun meta. So in Modern Warfare, in any Call of Duty that they've ever done, they normally give you have new guns, right? And that's the new guns for that, right?
Yep.
Not Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 gives you new guns, but then they give you all of the attachments and all of the guns from MW2.
Yeah.
So you have
I think it's like 30 something new guns and like 70 or 80
it's
old guns.
100
It's something
fucking
absurd.
guns.
Yeah.
It's 100 guns. Trying to balance that is ridiculous. You have all of these skins or whatever else that are the same. And the reason is because this is the same. This is literally the same game.
It's the same game.
It's the same engine,
They
same
literally
game.
have
You
done
literally
nothing.
have to launch the same Modern Warfare 2 to play Modern Warfare 3. Like,
well, you launch Call of Duty's launcher.
So they
but it
like,
doesn't like I don't load
pushed
into
it
Modern
all
Warfare
into
2
one thing now, right?
Well,
Like,
I don't load into Modern
it's-
Warfare 2 to load into Modern Warfare 3. I just load into Call of Duty, and then Modern Warfare 3 is the only thing that's available for me
Since
there because that's all I've installed. Like,
how do you because you installed it. So like if you uninstall Modern Warfare 3 and you install Modern Warfare 2, then you can still play Modern Warfare 2, right?
You would launch into the Call of Duty. So you go into a Battle.net launcher or a Steam and then load into another launcher that then loads you into the game. So like,
Holy shit.
yeah,
Jesus.
it's
Launcherception, baby.
Yeah, and how many gigs is all of that?
195 gigs.
200 gigs.
Is how much it
Nice.
costs. So
Jesus.
so then the multiplayer stuff, like
is that the biggest or was the last one bigger? Wasn't there the one that was like
No, that's the biggest, I
200? Is that the
I mean,
biggest?
at launch,
but
it's
they
one of the
always do like
biggest.
at launch, like
That's
because they
crazy,
always do
man.
like 30 to 50
You guys wanna hear
gigabyte updates.
Something crazy.
Always.
The
Always.
console gig size 240.
That's where I was
God.
getting that was what
The,
because-
the, the
yeah, 'cause I was
PS5 version
reading
of the
something
game is
about it.
240
Because
gigs.
that's literally the size of like my current PlayStation 5's like storage. Like that's
where I got that from because I could have sworn that I read something that it was like 250, 260. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's for consoles.
Right.
Yeah, so
It's
What the hell?
234 on
What the
Xbox and 240 on
is taking
PlayStation.
230,
Because they don't compress
it's
it,
all of
dude.
the older games packed into one, man.
but they also
Crazy,
don't.
man.
So most games will compress their files so that when
Yeah.
you download them, it's a compressed file and it's not as much space. They don't do that. They don't. They have like. They now have like given into this idea and this meme of like, oh no, look how large our game files are.
Yeah,
Like by
they
the
don't-
end
they
of
don't
this,
care.
there's an expectation that this will be over 500 gigs. That the game will be 500 gigs.
That's
If
absurd.
it
crazy,
goes
dude.
if it goes the same path of what other CODs have done, which they usually double their size, it will be
Yeah.
500 gigs.
It's gonna be huge, and honestly too, you know why that is because this COD, out of any other CODs, they typically have a 3-year development cycle for a COD, and this one went through less than half of that. It was like less than a year and a half that this COD went
Well,
through.
because it wasn't supposed to exist. This was never supposed to happen.
This was supposed to be.
DLCs,
the
whatever.
rumors was supposed to be that it was going to be a 2-year cycle for Modern Warfare 2, and all of what we're getting now in this COD was just supposed to be DLCs and add-ons of Modern Warfare 2. And the best part about it too is I don't know if it was most likely put up as a mistake, but on the PlayStation's store they had it listed as an add-on.
Yeah,
To buy
it
this
doesn't-
game.
it doesn't surprise
It's- Yeah, man, it's a joke.
me. So okay, we talked about the multiplayer. Just sometimes it feels good, sometimes it doesn't. Whatever. Let's now go into.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, well let's go into now zombies, right? So zombies, everybody was excited for. There is a very
Who was
like,
excited?
I was-
I was.
I didn't think anybody
no,
was.
like no, I'm saying like zombies in general, like zombies coming, not what you're seeing, but like zombies coming back, like hearing Treyarch is doing zombies.
I
Oh,
don't know.
it's going to be a good zombies game. Like zombies
I
is
heard
loved.
straight off the bat that they were going to be doing the zombies,
The open world
DMZ
zombies thing. Yeah.
and I knew straight from the get that it was going to be
I'm
shit.
saying like
That was-
before
that
any
was
of the open
good.
world stuff was announced. I'm saying like whenever somebody hears zombies and they think Call of Duty and they hear Treyarch,
Right.
they go to Black
You
Ops
think of
zombies,
the wave
like,
based,
right,
Black
yeah.
Ops like 1 to
that
3,
style.
like
That
yeah.
is not this. I jumped into this expecting that, or expecting even like I know open world, but expecting something a little bit. This is literally DMZ. They took all the bullshit from DMZ and just skinned over zombies, if you can call it that, because like there's no threat here. Like I walked through this entire game not feeling like, oh my god, like I've got to hurry, like I have something to worry about, I may die. I was just like, what am I doing? Like I have no.
It just
clue
makes
as,
no sense.
Like what
man.
am I
Like,
supposed to be doing? Here?
like zombies used to have some sort of a story behind it, you know, like there was actually something to go and like look into about what you were doing in this world. Now it's you're dropped into this world where you're breaking into safes and collecting cash and opening fridges, and what are you doing? And why is there zombies? And why is there other dudes just like chilling there? Like it makes entirely no sense.
I saw a video. I think it was today or yesterday. I can't remember which. There was I guess there's like a big boss zombie. Once
there's
you
like
get to a certain
boss,
point,
there's a world boss or something.
The dude soloed it in like a couple seconds.
Yeah, like it's literally a joke.
And like this is what you're seeing right now is about like I went into one zone because there's also nothing like pushing you into zones, I guess. Like it's not that I've know of. I mean, maybe there is a timer going down, so maybe there is something, right? But it's like 30, you have like 35 minutes. And you're supposed to extract.
It's the
right?
most
Like
boring 35 minutes.
But it is like I'm just like okay.
It's so barren.
Like,
it's such a large map that they don't fill up with like anything. Like what I'm seeing that they should have done with this is take it on a level of like Days Gone, you know, just absurd. Load this shit up with like mass amounts of like hordes that are like scattered throughout.
Game couldn't handle it.
Their game wouldn't handle it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But still, that would make it at least somewhat entertaining. This is just like you're running through a field right now to go to what, like another safe, or I can't tell.
well,
but
this is to go to
This
like
is a POI.
It's a
It's like a
stronghold.
POI, yeah.
But here's the crazy thing: it's a stronghold with regular humans. It's not no zombies, no nothing. And like they don't tell you anything of what you're doing. They don't tell you why you're doing it. Like you don't look and see like I'm fighting regular people. Why am I fighting regular people in a zombie based mode?
I'm telling you, man, they put no thought into this whatsoever. They just were like, hey guys, what do people want? Zombies. All right, well let's just take our existing shit game mode DMZ and just plop some zombies in there, you know? Sprinkle a little.
It's and like I don't know. It's like pack a
and
punch.
What really gets me too. Yeah,
I hate that gun skin that you have, by the way. Just a complete side note.
Can we talk about that really quickly? Can we talk about the gun skin that I posted earlier? Did you guys did you see that gun skin I posted earlier?
$70 by the way.
70 bucks. $70 for a skin that literally looks like they forgot to put the texture on it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know like those old Source games that look like legit.
I was about to say, you know the old Source games where like when they forgot to add the textures and it was like that purple and black mesh, it looks exactly like that.
Yeah, it does.
So my son, I showed it to my son, and he was like,
it's
"Oh,
so
that's just
too.
the nuke skin, but they recolored it." And I was like,
I don't doubt it.
You're telling me right now that that's the nuke skin that they just legitimately that
legitimately seems like the entire like MO behind this entire game.
Too, that people are gonna buy that shit too.
Oh yeah, people buy all this shit. But here's my thing: what am I doing? Like right now, I am drilling into a safe. Why? Why am I drilling into a safe to get cash? Like, what am I doing? Why am I in this zone to you get stuff? It's again, it's DMZ. You get in the zone.
Yeah.
You get these items. You sell the items. You're bringing out contraband. It's not like these weapons are like some kind of like, even if they were just like, oh, these are like space weapons or zombie weapons, I like
they could have at least put something into it. Like you're extracting like scientific material for like developing a cure or some shit. I don't know. They could have made some bullshit up that at least made it somewhat make sense, you know. But no. They just kept
we got some comments being made in chat that are like on the subject of COD. People have always been paying full price. Exactly what I was saying in the fucking like literally before we started this podcast, I was saying the same shit. I'm like, why are people fucking so pissed off and so surprised about this? This is the same shit you have been paying for for the last 6.5 fucking years.
Well, because I think
Probably
I
longer
will,
than that.
I will
This
say
one
this is blatant. Like
tops
this
it,
is
man.
such a blatant.
This
like,
it is. It
slap
is.
in the
100% is.
disagreeing
It's a
that we've
it's a big
gotten
slap
shit
in the
every
face.
year. And
It's
each
a
year we
big
have,
slap in the face
but
when it
this
comes
one
down to it.
really takes the cake for it.
But
and
the
it
fact of the
shows.
matter is that to be this shocked about it when you've been dealing with the same thing, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about
Right.
like the general community, to be that shocked and that upset and that outraged about this when they've been doing the same thing for the
think this
last
one is
like
really the
6
one that's-
CODs.
What the hell just happened to that car?
Who
I think
knows?
this one is the one that's really put it into people's eyes and minds that like, okay, maybe there is something wrong
It's-
here.
yeah, it's-
And-
it's-
and
it's-
they're
it's-
still
it's
not convincing
egregious.
everybody, but there are some
It's-
people who have opened their eyes to it.
It's egregious enough that they've finally started to open the eyes of the COD
Yeah.
whales,
And
essentially.
that's
So-
when you know you've really gone, you really fucked up. It's crazy,
it's
man.
bad. It's just it's not
Yeah.
not good. And I hope that Xbox does something about this. It does something
Oh.
because this is just, if they don't and they continue,
I don't
like
know, man.
it's just another stain
don't
on
know.
fucking COD. They should just, honest to God, if Microsoft really wants to make this, just do COD as you know what? It's just now free to play. We're gonna sell DLCs that are gonna be
Ooh.
not fucking full price, and it's just an always on game. Like COD should just be a live service game. I don't know why it's fucking this standardized.
I don't know,
every
man.
year bullshit.
I'm of the opinion that they need to go back to the CODs that had like the actual like award-winning single player campaigns and the award-winning online campaigns,
Yeah,
right?
and
Like they need to go
gone-
back to the days where COD was actually something that you could have a lot of fun with, and it didn't feel like it was just the same shit over and over and over
Right.
and over and over again, year after year.
Oh, the
you
other
know?
thing
I
about
mean,
this,
Call of Duty. That's what Call of Duty was based off of on, and then it wasn't until COD 4, Modern Warfare, that's when
Yeah.
multiplayer took off, and they saw the potential
well,
in it.
Here's
and ever
the
since
other
then-
thing. So the other side of this is that game battles is a huge thing for COD. It's always been a huge thing for COD. It's wager matches. It's matches that
Yeah.
you set up to play like S&D. My brother is Lerva in chat is diehard game battles. He doesn't do any multiplayer. He doesn't do, he did ranked for a little bit, but like did not care about the fucking regular multiplayer. He only wanted to play game battles or GBs. Well, guess what? Game battles in January 15th is being shut down. Like
Yeah,
that's going away.
That's end of an era.
So it's like,
Yeah.
well, okay.
I remember doing that shit on Gears of War.
Yeah,
The original
Gears. I
Gears
did
of
it with
War.
League. I've done it with Dota. I've done it with.
I had a full
Yeah,
I had a
there's
full
a
team on
Halo.
I had a full team on Gears where it was just us playing on Xbox. It was that was when I was like 12, 13, and I was playing with like 24-year-olds. They were like, "Bro, what age are you?" I'm like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 20. What are you talking? I got a full-time job.
Yeah,
I got a car payment. Yeah.
It's just so I don't know. So this is I can firmly and
12,
tell
13.
you, do not buy COD if you are on the fence. If you see this kind of stuff, you're like, oh, this may look fun. It's not. This is boring.
$70
The multiplayer
for-
is abysmal. If you really want to play it, I guess wait for fucking Warzone to come out later this month, and you can play that.
Can't you play the version of this that's not the zombies mode? Can't you play that for free?
what, DMZ? No, you have to buy
Yeah,
the game.
DMZ. Okay, is it bought? Okay, I thought there was like a free to play version.
I don't think that
of-
there-
of
well,
shit
just
from COD.
Warzone.
I think Warzone
Is
is
it
free.
Warzone?
I
Okay.
don't think DMZ is free.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, but in all of this that you've watched, the
DMZ is free, Pika says.
oh, it is? Okay, sure, fine. Play DMZ, I guess, if you want.
Yeah.
but
So
it's-
if you really want to
DMZ
play
is free,
this, just
but
play
the
DMZ.
Zombies, but yeah, because this
Zombies
is just
is not.
DMZ.
yeah, this is literally just 100%. But again, out of all the stuff that you've watched, right? In chat, if you're here live or watching us, the video, the VOD, this is now the first time in playing this, and I'm like a little like, okay, I got some shit going on. Like I am scared, and I'm really not that much. Like there's not that much intensity.
You know what really just pisses me off about all of
stupid.
this is Modern Warfare 3. And I've said it many times of how this isn't even just like they're using Modern Warfare 2 maps in Modern Warfare 3. They're using Black Ops zombies in Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops assets in Modern Warfare. What are they doing? They don't.
Yeah.
They're just.
Yeah, it's crazy,
so
man.
lazy.
Do not
It's
buy
so
it.
Just
Do not.
I feel
reward
bad
this
for
behavior.
Xbox in this kind of situation because this is the second time they've purchased up a company and then
Yeah.
like it like during or like shortly after the acquisition, they've put out like a dumpster of a game.
Well, I don't.
And this game is getting what people were saying review
They get
bombed
review
on
bombed. Fuck that.
Metacritic.
Review bombed,
Yeah, that's not a
Game's just
review
bad.
bomb. They're just using that as a scapegoat because the game's getting, can you guess, just bad reviews.
So
Waiting
here's
for
the
X Defiant if
here's
it
the-
ever comes out.
here's the thing I will
If
say
it
to
ever
Bill's
comes out.
statement is that I don't think that I mean, yes, people are going to look at Microsoft to go, oh, the fucking game came
No,
out.
I
and
just
it
feel
sucks."
bad for them. They have nothing to
Right.
do with this.
But
But
what,
Yeah.
no, what I was going to say was that I think their swan song with the purchase was BlizzCon when they brought like Metzen. I mean, I feel like Metzen had something to do with them buying them. I also think like we'll talk about it next week, but like Season of Discovery, super stoked about that. Like, you know, BlizzCon happened. There was a lot of great news. We talked about that last week, but I think that's their swan song with the activation and also kicking Bobby Kotick out. But if they don't do something with COD, they
I mean, they have to. Yeah, COD is one of the biggest money makers for them. So if they let it go down the trash route, that's going to be really rough for them, I think.
So, boys and girls, pre-patchers,
are we starting,
you
are we
ready?
starting from the top or working down, or how are we doing this?
I'm just literally going for categories. It says this is the first category I can go on. Game of the year. We're just gonna start there.
There's a view all categories button. I just wasn't sure where we wanted to
Okay,
start.
I mean,
I haven't
so-
voted yet, so I'm
Well-
actually going to vote alongside.
We'll go backwards
that.
then. Are we can skip over? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. But anyway, down here there's like best esports. We can skip all that
There
shit,
is
right?
there is one of the I think it's the esports coach, I think, or best coach of the year or something like that. There is one that we need to talk about that.
Best esports coach. That's the one you want to talk about? Is best esports coach?
Yeah, we need to
Okay.
talk about that because that's one of the things that that's like one of the major
oopsie.
oopsies on the entire thing. Do we want to talk about that right now?
Sure. I mean, we'll work our way backwards.
Okay.
Sure. I don't
'Cause
know about
it's-
the
it's-
oopsie
because
what is the
I am
oopsie?
unaware.
It's one of the first ones. So all of these guys, great coaches, obviously. If you're
And girls.
in the
Guys.
and girls, I'm sorry, guys
Trying.
and girls, or whatever is between. You know, it's just whatever you choose
It's
to
a
do.
universal term, guys. Universal term, guys. Right.
Whatever works, right? Great coaches. Awesome if you follow esports or anything like that. That's awesome. These guys, this is a great lineup, right? The biggest problem is that Remy XTQ ZZZ was not coaching this year. Did not
Huh.
coach at all this year.
Huh.
Nice.
Came out on Twitter was like, "Hey guys, thanks for the nomination. I didn't fucking coach this year. Please remove me."
What did he do? Nothing? Did he not do anything?
Nothing.
He just,
He just wasn't coaching. I
bro,
don't know
your
what he was
prowess,
doing this
your
year.
prowess is that large. It just
Wow.
encompasses this year too. Okay.
But
well,
that was one of the bigger blunders this year, and honestly, like it was a constant thing of like these blunders where what we'll talk about it more, where it's like loss of like lack of nominees for certain games, lack of nominees for
Look
games
how
that.
sad he is that he's on that list too. Like he's really
It's like,
pondering it. Like,
God damn it! But yeah, no, this guy was not apparently not coaching at all. On
Yeah.
Twitter, he sent a tweet out to Jeff Keighley and was like, "Hey, thanks
Did
for the
Jeff
thanks for the
respond?
nominee." No, of course not, dude. He's not gonna respond. He's
I don't
already
know. I
enough
mean,
shit.
I mean, Jeff's a pretty stand-up guy. Wouldn't surprise me if he did.
No, he did not respond at all
Yeah.
to that. So, but yeah, that was one of the biggest blunders, or well, not one of the biggest blunders, but that was one of the blunders
Yeah.
of this year. That just kind of sets a tone for what the
Well,
year's gonna
it's fine.
to take.
Remy can virtually go in and punch Jeff Keighley in the face because
There
this is
you
gonna
go.
be allowed on Fortnite, streamed on Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
I think that's actually kind of
no,
cool.
it's a cool concept.
I'm not gonna lie.
because I want to see something pop off on there and like Jeff Keighley just like pull out a pickaxe and pickaxe some kid to death.
Yeah, dude. I think
In
that's
Fortnite,
that's
in
kind of
Fortnite,
a fun
in
way
Fortnite.
in Fortnite, yeah, to watch the Game Awards with your friends. So
Yeah.
who knows?
we please
Yeah, I don't know.
please community, don't be a bunch of dumbasses, and also please security,
Yeah.
can y'all do your job a little bit better? And faster.
Please.
Protect Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
He's an asset. Okay, so
All right.
these are really small for me but I made them so that you guys could all see them and we could okay, so we were best esport. Are we gonna do? You want to do content creator of the year, or do you want to skip? We can skip this, right?
If you want to, I don't really think
we're not
to.
in
I don't
this,
know
so
half
what
of
does it
these
matter?
people.
Yeah,
Iron Mouse, people make games, Quackity, Spreen, and Cypher PK.
I mean, I know Cypher, I know Iron Mouse, yeah.
I know both. I know both of those, but the other ones, I honestly,
other than Cypher.
If I had my way, I think Iron Mouse would get it, not because of the VTuber shit, but like she puts in a lot of
VTubers stay
work.
together, bro.
She's fucking hilarious,
dude. She puts in so much fucking work. Okay, do you guys know the story behind Iron Mouse?
I have no idea who any of these.
Iron Mouse, yes, she is a VTuber. She's one of like the original VTubers, right? She is one of the only VTuber, or the first VTubers to start doing the trade or whatever you want to call it, right? She also has an autoimmune disease. So she can't go out anywhere. She can't fucking go out in public or else she'll fucking die essentially. And she has such a fucking big work ethic, and she's hilarious. Like Bill said, she is fucking hilarious, dude. One of the better content creators on the site, in my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, I've heard of
I'm voting Iron Mouse.
Yeah. I voted Cypher just because it's I don't know. I think Cypher puts in a lot of amazing work.
Sir.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. I didn't know enough. I just knew of Iron Mouse. I didn't know enough of
good.
Iron Mouse. So
okay, so we're not doing any of the esports stuff. So onward to
the most anticipated game. Yeah, most anticipated game. So most anticipated game. We're gonna read off the. I'll read off the.
This is a stacked list, actually.
The like criteria, and then I'll read off the games, and we'll discuss. So most anticipated game, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. So we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Oblivion, and Tekken 8.
Star Wars Oblivion. That's Star Wars Outlaw.
Oh, Outlaw. Sorry, it's very small, bro. It's good for you guys.
You need to get your reading glasses on there, old man.
Really tiny. Really tiny.
Oh man.
So I'm personally the most excited about Final Fantasy Rebirth, but I've heard a ton of people excited about the new Yakuza game.
I don't know. The Yakuza really one was the one where
Yakuza, their trailer was amazing.
I was about to say that's the one where he wakes up on the beach completely naked, right?
Yeah, and it was full of like the innuendos. That was hilarious, and just based off that, because out of all of these, like I'm not into like any of these other than like Hades. Like that's my style of game, but I still have yet to play the first one. I need to.
Yeah, Hades 1 was good. I think Hades 2 will be more of the same.
Probably.
Hades 2 was my vote.
I'm between Hades 2 and
you and your fucking remakes, Bill.
It's not a remake. The story is completely changed. So say what you want about Resident Evil 4 later. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, at the end of like, I don't know how.
What's happening?
As far as the Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth series goes, it is a sequel game. It is a sequel game. The storyline is different. The mechanics are different. Rebirth is going to be almost like, other than set pieces, it's going to be nothing like.
So why is this on here as most anticipated game? I don't get it.
Because we don't know what they're going to do with the story. Are they going to keep Aerith alive? Nobody knows.
Well, I don't feel like that's demonstrably illustrated potential. I think that's just like I don't know. I voted Hades 2. I don't think that, honestly, out of all these, I don't think I don't know. I don't think, honest to God, any of these should be on here personally. I think they're all just kind of a random.
Well, we can talk about that after the Game Awards.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I have no issue or I don't know.
Final Fantasy 7. Okay, Bill, really quickly, just so that we can say that you and I tit for tatted, right?
Okay.
I agree with
you. Pay for that in certain states.
I agree with you in some cases. I still think it's a remake because it is a remake, sir.
It's not though. Like
it's a remake.
What's your definition of a remake?
They labeled it as a remake of Final Fantasy VII.
They baited you. It was a bait.
That's not my fault. They labeled it, Bill, as a remake.
The story is completely different. Like they took the prior expectations of the original story and then subverted those
Bill,
expectations with
Bill,
a fresh and new timeline.
Bill, go talk to Square Enix about that. Not me, sir. That's just what they said it was.
Spaded, and he's like, it's not my fault.
I would say it's not a remake.
I will agree with you that at least I would say that it is a new game in the fact that they put in enough changes to they did the whole it's 20% different, right? It's more than 20%. Yeah. Obviously, I just relax, Bill. Chill for a second. Just let me finish what I was about to say. I see the fucking I see the steam. I see the steam coming out of those ears a little bit. It's more than 20%. I get it. But that's it like when it comes down to like copyright law and everything like that, as long as it's 20% different, obviously, then it's a completely different thing, right? That's all I'm getting at. I do agree with you. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a completely different game. Okay. Does that make you happy, Bill?
Yeah.
I mean, I think a remake is
get brought back up.
I think Final Fantasy VII is a bigger like does it better than the Resident Evil 4. That's all I'll say right now. We'll talk about that here in a few.
Like I said, it's gonna come back.
All right,
it's gonna come back.
We're moving on. All right, we're moving on. For the sake of time, and what was going on, Scruffy, was that in my old man eyes, I cannot see up here how small it is.
Do you want one of us to read it?
No, I got it now. It's just I was trying to move. So the problem is that camera's here, things down here. So I'm like looking down here, but trying to look at chat and look at you guys and look at. So I'm gonna read this down here, and then I'll look at chat. So I'm not ignoring you guys. All right, best adaptation is recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Nominees for this are Castlevania, Nocturne, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal.
This one's kind of stacked, honestly.
I chose Gran Turismo for this one.
Granted, Gran Turismo is actually really good.
It was a fucking phenomenal movie.
I heard
dude.
they did a really good representation.
I am not a racer fan. Like I'm not a real race car fan or like a racing game fan. Yeah. I did play some of them in the past, but like watching that movie, it was just an enjoyable movie to watch. Yeah. Granted, I'm not taking that away from Last of Us. I think that they did a really great job with the Last of Us adaptation. I think HBO did a phenomenal job with it. But I do think that Gran Turismo did better.
I don't think there's a bad one on this list, honestly.
I don't think there is.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Other than Twisted Metal. I don't think Twisted Metal did. Yeah.
Twisted Metal is
it's weird.
The show is cringy, man.
So I want to address Gran Turismo real quick because I don't like. Here's my thing. Gran Turismo is not an adaptation of a video game. Gran Turismo is just
it is a true story.
It is a true story of a racer that played Gran Turismo and then became a racer. So like that's where I'm like that's knocked off the list. I went back and forth between the Super Mario movie and The Last of Us, and I gave it to The Last of Us as much as it pains me to do that.
I would give it to The Last of Us too,
I really don't like Joel as the actor that plays Joel very much.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I think he's an asshole. I think he's a great actor. I just think he's an asshole.
I will give it to, I can't remember her name, but the
girl that played Elle.
What was her name? Yeah, the girl that played Ellie. Yeah, Ramsey or something like that.
Ramsey.
She did a phenomenal job with playing her.
And honestly, I went into it too expecting like I was not giving her any credit. I was like,
neither was I. She's brand new.
To play what's her name? Ellie.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, no way. But when I watched it, I was blown away too. And I personally am a Pedro Pascal fan, so I enjoyed him as Joel. As I thought there was going to be a better pick, but I honestly he sold it for me.
I think the reason, and maybe I can talk for you on this, Sin, but I think the reason why, but I'm of the same way. I don't think that I think he played really well in The Mandalorian, but like going forward with these latest seasons, he's just kind of become a pain in the ass for The Mandalorian and the Star Wars franchise for me.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the same with you.
I'm not even excited about he got named for Reed Richards for Fantastic Four. I'm not happy about that.
Fantastic Four. Yeah, I saw that.
But anyway, all of that aside, I will say that The Last of Us is a phenomenal adaptation of this show.
At a quality standpoint, they really did not nail it.
Was very good.
I think you've actually made me rethink. I'm going to change my vote. As much as it pains me, I think Gran Turismo deserves it. But yeah, no, it's not an adaptation. It's a true story. I don't know why that's even in there.
And Twisted Metal, if you do want to go watch Twisted Metal, I will say I have watched the series. It's funny.
Have you?
I have.
It's weird though,
It
man.
is but
It
do
is
not go
very
into
weird.
it expecting to get Twisted Metal. You go in it being like,
Yeah.
oh, they have namesakes like Sweet Tooth, like Axel.
It's a dark
Spectre.
comedy,
Yeah, it is very.
and it's funny.
It's not bad.
I like
it's not
Did you-
terrible.
I don't know.
I
I've
just-
watched many
It's
clips.
not my
of it,
vote,
and
but
I've cringed.
but it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's I think it's not an adaptation of the games. That's where I get hung up on. This is a
Yeah.
Yeah.
using the name as a satire, and we're going to be in this world, but it's not. It's like Twisted Metal minis. It's like, bro, this is not Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
something else. And Super
It's-
Mario.
they definitely use the name for recognition. I think
Yeah.
a little bit too much on
and,
that.
and Super Mario, don't get me wrong, love Jack Black. Think they nailed it. Think some of the voice acting they did a really great job of. Animation was really good. We've had Super Mario movie. This is like Super Mario is its own adaptation. You could literally just put it up on screen and it's going to do well. I don't think that there's a way to do
Yeah.
this badly. So again,
Super Mario
phenomenal
movie was
I
really
didn't
good.
like
It was really
Who
good.
do you
I-
think,
I
who do you
didn't
think's
like it.
taking this one? Honestly,
Last of Us. 100%
I
Last
think
of Us.
Last of Us is.
Yeah, Last of Us gonna win. I'm
I
gonna
think
talk
Super
about the one that
Mario
nobody
is up
else is
there.
talking about,
Yeah,
Castlevania.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good. I mean,
Castlevania,
chat's saying it's
yeah.
good. I just don't like animes.
It's amazing. It is
I've
it
heard
is
it's really
one of
good.
the better, like as far as faithful adaptations go. They take the lore and they molded it
Ooh,
extremely faithfully.
I wonder why. I mean, I know why technically, but I wonder why
Cyberpunk
Witcher
isn't
wasn't
on
in
here.
here.
Oh no, wait,
Cyberpunk as well. But yeah, why Witcher
That
wasn't
Well,
on here?
Cyberpunk
Like,
was in
second
here
season
last
of
was
year.
Witcher.
last year. That was
Last
last
year was
year's.
Edge Runners, and so was
Yeah.
Witcher.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
they're
Well,
gonna
no,
do
wait,
like.
both last
season
year.
season 2 Witcher came out this
I
year.
know, but
they-
I
I'm sure
don't
that's
think
that's
shit.
why it's because it was season 2.
Yeah.
It is shit, yeah. But I
So-
think if it was like the first season, it would have deserved it. I'm pretty sure that the first season of Witcher was on here when
It was.
what was that 2019? I think
Yeah, it was.
2018, something like that.
Yeah.
It was.
So
And
yeah,
then we all-
Castlevania.
I have not. I don't.
I heard-
let me take.
I
Let me
heard
take this back.
Castlevania was good.
It's not that I don't like anime. I'm just not into the anime scene because I don't want to get
Yeah.
flagged
Doesn't
for
like
saying I
anime.
don't like anime.
Yeah. He
It's
doesn't
really
know
good,
it.
really
doesn't
good
like
fight
anime.
scenes.
Give
If
him
you
some
like
flack for
a
that.
violent, gory anime,
Would
it's
you
good.
prefer
and
this-
the studio is going to be bringing Devil May Cry to anime here
Would you
soon, even
prefer
though there's already a Devil May Cry anime.
This Castlevania. Oh, because don't they have another one? Isn't there another Castlevania
It's
anime?
a
that-
sequel.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
a
a
sequel
sequel?
to that one. It's the same people that did the same thing.
Okay.
The first one was just Castlevania. This is Castlevania Nocturne. It's basically season 2.
That's weird that they didn't do Witcher 2. Then
Well-
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah,
But okay.
I mean, I know why. It's because season 2 or season 3 was ass, but you
Yeah.
know, that's
All
just
right.
my opinion, I guess.
So let's go to this one. I think this category
This
is
one
gonna be a
makes
little
me
bit
laugh because
spicy.
COD's not on here, and it's usually dominant in this category.
Thank God it's not on here.
So well, it's because
Yeah.
COD came out last year. It just got another.
Got him.
Yeah.
So best multiplayer, I think this goes without saying, but for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences,
We already know
irrespective
what
of
Sim's
game
picking.
genre and platform. So yeah, man, I'm going
you're
for fucking
picking
party
Diablo.
animals. What are you talking about?
No, he's going to the game he can wail the most in.
I actually did not give this vote to Diablo 4 as much as I have, my wall here. I gave it to Baldur's Gate 3.
even
was
though
my vote.
even though we've only played like an hour of
it doesn't but I know what it's capable of and what we can do.
Yeah, no, that's what I voted for as
Yeah,
well was
same.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I oddly didn't.
I feel
What
like
did
I
you-
know
what did you
voted
vote
for.
Did you do Mario?
Wonder?
You did, Wonder,
Mario.
didn't you?
No, I did Street Fighter.
Oh,
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
As far as fighting games go, this was the most like not influential, I guess, but I saw the most online hype for a fighting game more so than I have about any like in a very long time about Street Fighter. And with the shooter scene not really having any good representations, Party Animals was a close second because I know that's an amazing party game.
I do want to play that game. It looks
Super
fun.
Mario Bros. Wonder, I actually don't know why it's in this category because it's couch co-op for one. There's no online multiplayer to it.
They say
And-
co-op as well. in
Yeah,
there.
but two, the only online component is seeing like ghost players and stuff. It's a party game, and I think it'll win the party game category. But I
because
don't.
they had to pay the Nintendo tax. That's
Maybe
why.
I mean,
it's-
there's other multiplayer games that I would have put in instead of
Yeah,
instead of
same.
Party Animals and instead of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But we will talk about that on the other show. So
Yeah, I don't know. Party Animals is a solid one in my opinion, but Baldur's Gate
I've
3
heard
it's
a lot
gonna
of people
sweep.
like
It's gonna
it.
sweep a lot of categories. I honestly think Baldur's Gate 3 is better to be played with like solo than it
Single
is
player,
to
yeah.
play with.
but
people.
their multiplayer gameplay and their
It's good.
design is bar none. It's
It is,
one of the
100%.
like honestly like from release it was flawless.
It
pretty
was
much.
it was well, I wouldn't say release of like this, yeah, like
From the
early access
from
was rough.
not from early access, from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
release, the actual
the
release. It was
full
flawless.
release, yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I
for
hate
Street
every time.
Fighters for me.
I hate every time that Wednesday rolls by and we don't play Baldur's Gate 3.
Where
like,
were you
Yeah.
yesterday?
what are you talking about? I was fucking online. Where the fuck were you guys at? I don't want to hear about it.
asked. I
You don't need
asked
to
and it
ask. You
passed
just, it's
10:30.
just,
He
it's
did
just,
ask.
it's just
I asked and it
expected.
passed 10:30. I'm like,
He
I'm
ignores
going
the
to bed at this point.
he ignores the group chat. It's fine.
Yeah,
I do. Y'all are fucking a bunch of
It's like, I'm
assholes.
tired of
Anyway,
waiting.
so here I do want to address something that is said in chat because I do disagree with this. Diablo 4, it didn't barely work as far as the multiplayer. The actual multiplayer function, whenever you come together, you group
Why are
up
you defending Blizzard right now?
because I'm going to defend the
'Cause
game because I don't think
he
it's fair to
spends so
Because he's
much
a
money.
whale.
I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
think
he's
it's
a
fair
whale.
to
Got it.
smash a game that rightfully does something that does work. The game itself, like I think that they're does it deserve to be in this category? Absolutely. As far as like, does it have online multiplayer that is good? Did they change? They make it an open world? Yes. Or and does it function? It absolutely does. Like when you are in the world and
I
you're
don't know.
doing
I have to
events with other,
disagree with you on that one.
okay. I mean, again,
Because
we can disagree, but
when it first released, like people were complaining about rubber banding issues, disconnecting.
that's not
Yeah,
that's
situation.
not
people were losing their hardcore race.
That
to
is
servers.
that is a
hold
part
on,
of
that's
multiplayer gameplay and design.
No. This is not. We're not talking about like how well the game functions. I am saying like just the sole like online experience, the multiplayer, like playing with others and that experience to hold the game to saying
Yeah, and
like,
it's
hey,
shit when you disconnect.
We are talking about the how it happened for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design.
yeah,
The design failed.
that's no the function. Like the servers failed. There was problems there, but that's not a
That's
problem.
part
with
of
the game.
that's
Be
part of the
online.
overall web.
I don't-
But the
Yeah.
servers wasn't the
I don't
only
agree.
reason why people were having issues.
I don't agree. I think that the game deserves to be in this category. I don't think it deserves to win the category, but I do see and understand why.
I
It's
will
there.
agree with that.
I-
I do think
yeah.
it deserves to be in the category, but yeah, no, it doesn't deserve to win it.
I
can't I can't personally think of anything else that I would put in there right off the top of my head. At least I'm sure I'll have something to say when we do our own, but no, I don't think that it should win. I'm pretty sure that Baldur's Gate does it far better personally, but
No, I agree, but I just want to defend my mommy
got
dummy.
to defend the whale. The
Hey.
whale's got to defend it.
So, okay, next category. We are moving on. Best sports and racing for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. We have well, now it's called FC, but basically FIFA 24, F1 23,
FIFA, yeah.
Forza Motorsports, Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed, Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest. This is not my category. I don't know.
It's not my
I'm
category
gonna be
either.
completely honest. I don't do
I don't think
racing games, so
any
I
of
just
us
went for
are really here
Forza
for
because
this
that's the
one.
only one that I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I did play the Hot Wheels one, but it was so boring.
yeah. I don't know. I don't care personally. I mean, I know like the crazy thing is that FC or FIFA, like no one actually plays the fucking game. They just play the like
pack
the pack
openings.
opening meta gambling bullshit that's there. So
Yeah.
sure. I don't know. So are we good to skip this one? Can we go to the next one?
Yeah, none of us
I
play
just
it.
went
It's
Forza,
fine. No
yeah.
disrespect to the
We would have
category or the
yeah,
games,
we
but
would just have no good input.
Yeah.
Best sim and strategy game, best game focused on real time
This
or
one.
turn-based
Bro.
simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective
This-
of platform. So we've
This one
got
cracks me up. Okay.
Advanced Wars 1-2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
I have a clear winner.
This one
for
this
sure.
this one cracks me up because Cities Skyline 2 just barely it became playable pretty much. Like
Huh.
they were pretty much unplayable for the first like 3 weeks of their release.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
How?
So,
How is that
yeah.
a thing?
It was,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Payday 3 just became playable, and that's been out
That's
for
true.
fucking
Yeah, Payday.
4 months.
I wonder
3
if
months.
Payday's in this fucking list. I doubt it.
Is that a single player game or is that multiplayer?
Skylines, no, it's a single
Skylines.
player.
It's single player.
It's
right.
a
How did it just
Crashing, bug issues, loading
Crashing
issues.
issues.
There, yeah,
Wow.
there was a lot of shit that shouldn't
so
have happened.
people were complaining about like it overheat. If I remember correctly, I thought I saw some things about it overheating graphics cards. A lot of issues with like
Jeez,
just bad. Yeah, it was not optimized at all.
So
that's
I
rough.
have a feeling I know what's going to win this category. It's going to be Fire Emblem Engage.
It
But
won't be.
you don't
I
think
would've
so?
thought
I
Pikmin.
think no.
I think
don't
Pikmin's going to win it.
I
don't
would
think
thought
and-
Pikmin, yeah.
And Pikmin is also my vote.
I don't think Pikmin's going to win. I think you're drastically underestimating the Fire Emblem community and how much they fucking love
The Fire Emblem community didn't even like Engage.
Yes, they did. What are you talking? Like the diehard Fire Emblem community loved Engaged and loved like they literally took a romance mechanic that was in the previous, what is it, the Tri Houses or whatever else, and absolutely loved.
I'm going to blow your mind right now. Okay, you ready for this?
Sure. What's the Metacritic?
It has a 6.6 user score.
Ooh.
What
The community did not like
what did
Fire Emblem Engage.
What did
God
Tri
damn.
House get?
Huh?
What did the previous one, which was like Tri House or whatever it was called?
Three Houses?
3 Houses. That's it. Tri
Three
House.
Houses was a completely different game though.
It got
Three
an
Houses was like a hack and
8.8.
slash.
It wasn't Tri Houses.
It got
wasn't
20 more points
Three
than
Houses
what
wasn't. 3 Houses
Fire
wasn't.
Houses was
3
100%
Houses was
a hack and slash.
it was the chef's kiss of Fire Emblem. Everybody loved 3 Houses, and everybody hated this
I don't know,
because
the
it
people
went
that-
back to a simpler
Yeah.
time that the community feels like is archaic at this point.
Maybe I'm
Three
talking.
Houses-
Maybe I'm talking to different.
Three Houses was 100 as hack and slash, man. What you talking about?
No, the 3 Houses, it had the hack and slash spinoff. 3 Houses was the
3 Houses.
3 Houses was the strategy one,
based,
and
right?
then 3 Hopes was the hack and slash.
Yeah,
I
was gonna
find
say-
this so funny too. You said they got a 6.6 user,
Yeah.
and IGN gave them a 9 out of 10.
I'm
Of course, it's
that's what
IGN.
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
it rated well critically. I think it had an 8 overall critically,
I
but the
don't know.
community
The
did
people that-
not like Engage.
The people,
the
then
people who
we're
were
talking to
actually
different
playing the
communities
game.
because the people that I know that love Fire Emblem and really
You're also
loved,
talking to the people that want Final Fantasy to go back to turn-based.
no, that's just me. That's just me. I just want Final Fantasy to go
Wow.
back to turn based.
Bill's feeling spicy tonight. Holy
I'm
shit!
just saying,
I love
I don't
it.
think Pikmin 4 is going to win. I would be very surprised if Pikmin 4 is
I'm
going to
gonna
win.
vote
My
Pikmin
I don't think-
4.
It'll either be
I
that
don't,
or
I don't
Advanced
think
Wars, in my
Pikmin 4
opinion.
I
will
want
win.
Advanced Wars.
Honestly, I think Skylines will probably win, even with it being a
It better
fucked up
not.
release. But
I want
not
Advanced
Advanced Wars
Wars.
because it is a remake.
It's not a
It is a
remake,
remake.
bro. It's
It
such
is.
a good game. It's so fucking good. I love Advanced Wars. I honestly almost bought a DS or not a DS.
Yes, we're going back.
Actually, I own a Switch. Why the fuck don't I own this? I should just go out and buy the game. I'm just gonna go buy the game. Fuck it.
yeah,
It's that
why
good.
don't you have the game on the best platform in the last 30 years?
Because
Bro?
they don't make it on
the
PC.
Switch is. No, we're talking about the Switch, bro. Switch is the best platform ever.
It's
like,
not.
come on. Now.
I can put it on. Let me have it on the Steam Deck. Okay. Going over to the next category, best family. This is for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. The nominees are Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Just real quick note: Sonic Superstars does not deserve to be on here. That game is complete dog shit, barely works, and fucking is broken as hell.
That's a Sonic game for you.
That is,
Yeah,
I'm just
definitely.
putting it out there.
Seems like that's a recurring theme with a lot of these fucking titles.
So
Yeah.
This is Mario Wonder all the way.
I think I voted for Mario
Yeah.
Wonder as well. Yeah.
Party Animals is a good.
I think Party Animals is
contestant.
gonna take. I want
Party Animals
to take this one.
Party Animals is good, but isn't it a little bit? Doesn't it have like some like more mature themes, or am I thinking of the other one?
You're
I
thinking
mean,
of Gang Beasts.
Yeah,
Gang
Gang Beasts,
Beasts,
Human
yeah.
Fall Flat. Like this is like a very cute beat 'em ups. I mean, it's not.
Okay.
It doesn't
It
do anything
definitely
new.
takes from Gang Beasts, but
Yeah,
I don't think
it's-
it's got those mature themes that you're
It's
talking
not
about.
like a groundbreaking for the genre. It's just a fun time getting in there, beat the shit out of each other,
For sure.
and,
yeah.
and kind of move forward.
I don't know. I think just because of like accessibility and parental like what's what I'm looking for. I like the ability to look at a Nintendo and be like, okay, yeah, I can trust that with
I mean,
my
this
kids,
is
right?
essentially is Nintendo's category. Like Nintendo's.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, honestly.
Nintendo
Yeah.
definitely owns this category.
I don't even know what Disney Illusion Island is.
Never heard of it.
I do not
Never
either.
heard
I
of it,
thought the
yeah.
other Disney game was going to be on there. The like.
I thought the
the
Disney
The Stardew one,
Stardew Valley one
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Dream Valley, yes.
Dream Valley.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's
This
not.
Illusion Island looks like I'm sure the Disney
Didn't
haters
that-
are going to come.
didn't
Disney
that
adults are going
release
to come.
last
That's not
year?
much. It might have
No, Disney Illusion Island that released this year.
No,
Valley.
Dream Valley. I think you'll release.
I don't know.
Oh, it might have. Yeah.
All I remember from Dream Valley is the caked up lady that was in it that everybody
Dreamlight Valley. Dreamlight Valley.
Dreamlight Valley, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it released last December.
You guys don't think Pikmin's got a shot in this one?
But if you're going at one Nintendo franchise to another, Mario's going to win it every time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. All right, best fighting game. So for the best game design primarily around head-to-head combat. So we have God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I was laughing at.
Pocket Bravery and Street Fighter 6. I think the only two contenders here really are Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. They're the ones that go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
I've never heard of God of Rock.
Did we ever even talk about Nickelodeon All Stars?
We talked about it vaguely in a couple of
what a shit
that was
convention.
a re-release.
Another re-release, bro. Another
full price re-release too.
Full
price.
Yeah. More than what it was when it launched.
A re-release, full price re-release with MTXs.
Dude, unreal what they pulled there. And I still love their shenanigans where they took the game down. Why did they take the game down? They said it was like, this was just a beta test, guys.
Beta. Yeah, it was an open or closed beta.
This was just a open beta for everybody to try the game, and then they took it down and re-released it as this bullshit for $50.
I don't know what you guys are bitching about. That's the one that I wrote. That's the one I voted for.
Sure.
Oh, you.
I mean, it's got my favorite Rocco.
This one's Street Fighter again, in my opinion.
Mortal Kombat.
I won Mortal Kombat.
I'm a Street Fighter fan, but dude, they added the tag system into Mortal Kombat, and I fucking love it. It changed the game. It makes it more. It just makes like combos last a lot longer. The reason I never I'm a fighting fan. I love them to death. I used to play them. I can dabble in it a little bit, but like I am nowhere near as what I used to be. But Mortal Kombat adding that tag system, the game used to be so slow and like very.
It's not revolutionary though.
I didn't say it's revolutionary, but I'm just saying I do like for Mortal Kombat adding a tag system. They only used to have that in Infamous, and that wasn't even a tag system. That was just like a assist.
Well, this
system.
isn't a true tag system either. They just kind of come in, do a move, and then they bounce out.
Right, but it is a more so you have two types. You have an assist system, and then you have a true tag system. So true tag system is you can swap the two characters, right? That you bring in. This is an assist system that has tag elements and I'm not going to judge on the fact that we're supposed to get full tag capability with an update. I don't know if that's going to happen, and you can't merit the game.
I don't think it will.
But the assist system for Mortal Kombat has not been there before in this fashion, and it adds a lot to the game. Like
not in Mortal Kombat. I still think Fighters did it better. Dragon Ball Fighters. Because that was both an assist and a tag system wrapped into one.
That wasn't like an MVC, which is my bread and butter type of game. But I'm just saying, if I'm looking at all of these, like what Street Fighter 6 did to change and innovate within their thing, like I love the color pop.
Was the story mode?
Yeah, the story mode. The
build your own fighter. You can go multiple different paths. You can be coached by the Street Fighters themselves. That's cool. And for me, somebody that's not a competitive fighting game player, I play the fighting games for the campaign and then get my ass beat like 3 times online and then stop playing. That gives me longevity for the game.
I will say for Street Fighter, the one thing I will say for, at least I think this is the one that you could play. You can make your own protagonist. Yes.
Full character customization. You can make whatever monstrosity you want. Yeah. And there are different endings depending on who you coach with and stuff like that.
The biggest thing though is that if I'm looking at this category of how they're rating it, and I agree with you, Bill, like all of that's great additions to Street Fighter 6. And I will give you too, like the community for Street Fighter 6 is ravenous, and we haven't had like Street Fighter 5 was a long time ago.
Was garbage too.
Take it or leave it, but this is around head-to-head combat, so I look at like the head-to-head like competitive style, and that may just be me interpreting the categoagary wrong.
Yeah, this isn't just multiplayer. This is like the total package.
I look at Mortal Kombat story, amazing. Love and again,
story is really good. This is probably the best Mortal Kombat story we've had in a minute. Can't knock you for that one.
It's too just like you're just on two different. This is a category that like you're always going to have differing opinions. You know, all the other categories are this is just like you're either a Street Fighter fan or you're a Mortal Kombat fan. And you know,
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, but Street Fighter really impressed me this year.
Can I just say, like, let's not shadow over God of Rock though.
What the fuck is God of Rock?
For a game that came out earlier in April, you know, that combines like a rhythm fighter.
Can you please get the fuck off of
fighter.
their fucking Steam page or wherever the fuck you're reading this bullshit? You have no clue as to what this fucking game is.
And it gives you a combination of like cool synth wavy vibes with like gods that fight each other. I mean, I think it's the clear winner.
Nobody
honestly.
wants to fucking play Guitar Hero Fighter. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I'm good. I don't fucking. And what is Pocket Bravery? Since you're on the Steam page, why don't you go ahead and look at what Pocket Bravery is?
You know, I actually have to agree with Scruffy. You know, the battle to beat by hitting notes in rhythm and unleashing.
I'm just gonna see chat. The amazing thing is I could just mute them right now, so you don't have to hear any of this bullshit. You're literally not hearing Enigma talk.
Low key, even if it is because there's not been a lot of like mainstay fighting games, I am happy to see some smaller studio fighting games being thrown up in this list.
For sure.
Like Pocket Bravery, no hate to you. God of Rock, no hate to you.
Yeah.
Keep pushing the genre forward.
The big ones, and that's what is that's.
But
at least
Nickelodeon, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, get out of here.
Nickelodeon, go fuck yourself. Okay. All right. Ooh, this could be a good category. All right, best RPG. Now we're getting into the
Starfield got a what?
Did I get out of the category? Did I fucking
What did was that always there?
I don't know, too.
Yeah.
So best
wait, I looked at best RPG. That wasn't on there when I looked at it. That's
he was looking specifically for Starfield too because he was pissed.
I was.
He was.
I think that's an added.
So
I
don't think they can do that.
No, it was there. I remember seeing it, and I purposely
I don't
did not
remember
vote.
seeing it.
Maybe
I just skimmed over it because I was so pissed.
Fueled with hate that you.
Yeah, it's very
possible.
possible.
Yeah. So best RPG for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. All right, the nominees: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield.
Yeah,
I mean Starfield. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
No.
Actually,
for me,
like...
go ahead. No,
I was gonna say I feel like I know what Bill voted for at least. I have
no,
an
you
idea.
don't.
Oh, okay.
I think
I actually don't know where Bill lands on this one.
You don't know me.
I think Bill lands on Baldur's Gate 3 personally.
I do. I land on
That's what I
thought you would have gave it to the P.
I landed on Baldur's Gate 3 as well.
I don't think Lies of P is enough of an RPG.
Yeah, that was the only problem I had.
I thought Bill was going for Lies of P to give it to them because we know Baldur's Gate is taking a lot here anyway.
Yeah, but this is like Baldur's Gate's category. Like Game of the Year and RPG. This is their category. And as far as Lies of P goes, there's build variety. I wouldn't necessarily call it an RPG, just like I wouldn't personally put Final Fantasy 16 into this category. You're not role playing anybody besides you're playing as Clive. It's a hack and slash. There's barely any RPG elements in Final Fantasy 16 outside of gear.
I think those two actually go into the next category that we're going to talk about, which is best action RPG or best action adventure.
Wait.
We're not going anywhere. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not done here, bro.
Fucking calm your robot tits.
I was gonna say that like I have heard really, really good things about Sea of Stars though.
And it's an indie game.
Yeah, it is an indie game. It's gonna. I mean, I think that they did it a disservice by putting it in a category with Baldur's Gate because it's gonna get crushed. Yeah, 100%. And Starfield, like I know you guys think that I'm all about Star. I don't think it deserved best RPG. I think it deserved the nomination at least. I'm glad to see that they at least nominated for, because I was under the assumption that it hadn't been nominated for anything. I was irate.
I mean,
seeing that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm okay with that now. At least
it should have at least been in the category of best Starfield game. Should have been Starfield.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't Game of the Year.
I don't know if it would have won best Starfield game, but it should have been nominated, right?
It wasn't Game of the Year, but it was a game in the year. So
best A game this year is
best A game in the year. Yeah. No, but like I honestly like any of these games. being put in that RPG with Baldur's Gate 3. I think
Yeah.
they were nothing was
destined-
gonna win against against Baldur's Gate. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have heard very, very good things about Sea of Stars. Very good things about
I have
Sea
too.
of Stars.
Yeah, 100%. Like for an indie game, I think like if they would have had like best indie RPG, probably up there. Probably gonna win that one. But like it just best RPG in a category with Baldur's Gate 3. You getting fucking murdered. You getting stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
definitely.
is in best independent game, which we'll get to later. So,
Okay, is it?
I
Okay,
think
cool.
I think it sweeps that category myself.
So this is where I actually think Liza P and Final Fantasy should have been personally, is best action adventure. But for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversals and puzzle solving. So my winner is Liza P. But no, so we have Alan Wake 2.
I would have given it to Liza P.
Yeah.
Out of what I'm
these-
seeing here,
Save it
Yeah.
for the podcast.
We're on the fucking podcast.
The other podcast.
Wait, what other podcast?
Yeah, the episode
The
105. Save
After
it for
Dark
that one.
podcast.
Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor, and the Tears of the Kingdom. This is an interesting category. I
don't know why there's two horror games on this. Horror games always
don't-
like they're weird to put into action adventure, but considering we don't have a horror category, I don't know where else you would put them.
I don't know
Maybe
why there's two
just
horror games on the
action.
game of the year, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Wake 2 is very good.
Hey,
Very
save it for the
good.
category, bro.
Oh my god, I'm about to unplug you.
No, Alan Wake 2 is extremely good. Resident
heard
Evil
it's
4
really
is
good.
extremely good.
Yeah.
To be
Tears of
completely
the
honest,
Kingdom
like,
is extremely good. Starfield's Jedi Survivor don't. I think that was a fill
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Probably.
don't know. I've heard really good things about Jedi Survivor. I've heard
still-
that a lot of people enjoyed it. I just
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
it was as good
best
as
action
last
adventure.
year's
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
or the
It,
year
it
before that.
wasn't. Yeah, I'm gonna actually shock you guys.
Spider-Man.
I
You're
voted
gonna
for
go Spider-Man.
No, I
What?
voted for Zelda.
No, you didn't
Yeah,
shock me. You're a Nintendo
Zelda's-
boy.
Zelda's the play here,
I
in my
forgot you
opinion.
are a Switch.
I'm
I am a
surprised that
Nintendo.
you don't
Yeah, that's
fucking
true.
have Nintendo flying across your stupid little screen. You know,
I
your
mean,
little-
it's in the works. I'm
Yeah.
talking Nintendo Direct to
Mario.
be able to get the rights to have the Nintendo logo on my robot.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm seeing in chat that in spite like optimization issues aside, there's some people that say Star Wars does deserve it. While I agree that it is a good
yeah, I
game,
don't know.
I do think you need to factor those optimization issues
think-
in there.
I think in as well as I think in retrospect of like what the category or what games they have in that category. Yeah,
Every
it was
other
a good
game Well,
But-
Spider-Man launched in a pretty piss poor
yeah,
state too.
but we're not. I'm not even talking about just like the state that they launched in, right? I'm talking about just from their description, best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, right? Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Has
That's
all
the entire
three.
fucking game,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Definitely.
I think I actually disagree. I think Spider-Man. I think my pick in this was actually Alan Wake 2. I get Star Wars. I agree. We'll take optimization out of it because I took that out with Diablo 4. But I don't think that they did anything over the top, crazy, great. That was like, something that was just like, oh my gosh, I have to go back to play this, or people are like super talking about it. They were just like, it's a good game. Tears of the
I would
Kingdom.
put Liza P in here over Jedi.
I would too.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
too.
I
I
would.
would
And
switch
if
that.
if that was
Yeah.
the case, I would give it to that.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't disagree with saying that like Tears of the Kingdom, the build mechanic was amazing, and they did a lot.
yeah.
And they did a lot there. Outside of that, it's a lot of the.
It's the same game.
Same.
Yeah.
But.
Well, that
I-
was my argument. So sorry to interrupt you. But that was my argument about like that. And again, you guys can yell at me because I yelled at you. That's my argument about it being in Game of the Year. Is like it really doesn't do anything other than
We'll talk about it in
crafting
Game of the Year.
mechanic,
Yeah.
You know,
Save it for
Yeah.
the category, okay?
save it for the mechanic or
I think-
nominee, bro.
I think this is gonna be. I'm gonna be very interested to see who takes this one because
It'll be
out of-
Zelda. There's no surprise here. I
think-
genuinely
I
don't
think
think.
Spider-Man
I
is
say
gonna win.
Spider-Man.
I
I
think
say
Spider-Man-
Spider-Man will take it.
I
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
Alan Wake
just-
to win it because I think that I have heard amazing things. I love the first one. I've watched the second one, but I think Spider-Man is going to end up taking it.
Though, Though I will say that they've nominated more like this year. I think it's literally just Spider-Man, isn't it, for PlayStation?
Yeah, it's the only
Yeah.
game that Sony
Yeah,
put out this year
yeah.
So
that was
uh,
worth
I
a
don't know.
damn.
for the sake of
They had a
time,
very
we're
they
gonna
had a
move
very
forward.
slow year.
Yeah,
Best action game for the best
It's an interesting one.
for the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. Maybe Liza P could have fit here. I maybe in that. too,
Nah,
but-
level traversal and like.
I'm
nah.
honestly shocked that Remnant is here. That's crazy.
I don't even know why that's there. I don't get it. But the
Yeah.
categories here are Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. Bill,
I voted-
no, hold on.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, Bill, give it to us. Who is your? And if it's not what I think it is, I'm going to jump off the
100%
ship.
Armored Core.
Okay, I was about
Armored
to
Core.
say,
It's
That's what I
100%
figured it
for
would
me.
be, yeah.
I am addicted to that game, and I never
It's a
knew
good
I
game.
would have like.
Looks solid.
It's the first game
That's
I
a
platinum
really
trophied
good
on the
game, yeah.
PlayStation. I'm doing a challenge run in it right now, which
I am so surprised.
I never
love that you
expected
love
to
it.
do. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Dead Island 2, I'm surprised is kind of in this category.
I am
Ghost
too,
Runner
fun.
2 is
So
going to be a
am I,
hard.
yeah.
but I enjoyed it, and that's got my vote. Just out of these games for personal taste, I gave it to Dead Island 2. But
I think this is going to be the first category.
I think
where
this
we
is
all
kind
give
of
it different-
a sleeper
where we all
list.
give a different nominee. 'Cause I voted for Ghost Runner 2 because I've heard and
Ghost Runner
watched
2 is
lot
gonna
of
be a
Ghost-
hard
Ghost
one to
Runner is
beat.
amazing, dude. So that was
voted
my vote.
I
was
voted
Ghost Runner.
Hi-Fi Rush. So
Yeah, we
So
all-
we
as much
we
as I
literally
love
voted
Armored
for
Core,
it. dude.
as much as I love it, I love Armored
That's
Core.
awesome.
I know Armored Core is
Hi-Fi
probably going to win.
Rush-
But
Hi-Fi Rush is-
I
It
heard
was great, too.
Hi-Fi Rush was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm really
Again,
glad to see
another
that.
sleeper hit. Like that's
Yeah.
really where I'm seeing this list.
I'm really glad to see Xbox get another nomination as well because like
Yeah.
they really don't have a lot. So
They have more
I,
than PlayStation did this year.
they do have more than.
Yeah,
I mean, they released
They
more than
bought more.
PlayStation did.
I will say that if Armored Core doesn't take this category, it is a disservice to that game.
I don't know,
and
man.
that
Ghost
genre.
Runner, I think, is going to be a
Ghost
hard
Runner
one
is
to beat.
really good, dude. Have
I'm
you
not
seen
saying it's
Ghost
bad.
Runner?
No, has
Yes,
a
yeah.
chance
We
though,
had it
too,
at our
here.
we had it at our TwitchCon booth, and I played
Yeah.
quite a bit of it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think that for a game that we have not had a sequel, and the last couple sequels that we got were not that great, and this one was extremely well done.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it deserves.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it, but I
even
do
though I
agree
want
with Bill. I
Hi-Fi
think
Rush
it's
to get it.
it's
I'm-
gonna be a really rough fight with Ghost Runner, in my opinion.
Or Hi-Fi. I
was
think
gonna say,
Hi-Fi could take
I'm
it as well.
Not going to be shocked
Maybe.
if Hi-Fi does sneak it in and take it.
I
Because that
don't.
game
I
got
don't see Dead Island
overwhelmingly-
winning.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it either.
No,
But
I got
for me
nominated.
My vote
personally,
'cause
Armored
it's my
Core.
personal
Yeah.
taste, but yeah.
And Remnant 2 should just be like, we got somebody said our name.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't get that. I mean, it's a great game. Don't get me
It is
wrong.
great.
Had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with it. They just released a new expansion. They brought out a new class that seems really cool. But like I don't know, man. I don't think it's
Just
in
didn't
contention
give
with
me
any
what
of
I-
those games.
Yeah, it just didn't give me the
I
same
feel
feel
bad
as
because
the
Scruffy
first
bought
one.
it for me, and I didn't.
Yeah.
You
It's
never
okay.
played it.
Um.
I mean,
Sorry.
I feel bad that I bought it and only played like 2 hours.
All
It was
right.
my birthday
best
gift to you.
VR.
Do we want to
and-
talk AR and VR?
AR.
Because I don't own this.
I'm not here at all for this, but
So I actually
guys
gave
want.
this to Horizon Call of the Mountain. Okay, this is
Did
the best.
you?
This is for the best game. Myself and Enigma do have VR. Have played VR. I'm actually looking at a MetaQuest 3 currently.
So my
For the best game experience playable in virtual reality and augmented reality, irrespective of platform. The category or the nominees are Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and then Synapse. I was actually
so let me ask you really quickly. Is the reason why you're voting for Horizon because of the fidelity that the little weird fidelity thing that they do where they focus in and then
No.
blur out?
No, because like the Quest Pro has that. That's not. I just think
That's what I was gonna say because like the Quest Pro is
Yeah.
releasing that as well. So
No, it's just the adaptation of that game and
Yeah.
what they took a
I,
third.
I think it deserves
person-
to be on there.
Yeah, I think taking a third person game, putting it into a VR, doing it extremely well, doing the climbing very, very well. I think it's
Yeah.
a phenomenal showcase for VR, for the PlayStation VR 2. Resident Evil was a close second with Synapse being a third.
That's That was so I voted for Resident Evil Village VR mode. I watched a couple of different people play Resident Evil, and from everything I haven't personally played it, but I've watched a few people play it, and from everything that they've said, it's like the one dude literally got off of playing on the PC and was like, this is exactly like what I was playing, just more immersive.
Well, that's why I didn't actually give it to Resident Evil.
I was about to say Enigma. Well, this game released before. This is just a report.
you shut up, Bill.
So why I actually
I also voted
to
for Resident Evil Village VR, but
I will say that Synapse. I've heard a lot of good things about Synapse, though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good things about Synapse.
But
I will agree with you on Call of the Mountain. I think that it's a really good instance of VR games. The problem with it is that it's literally like pretty much the only game that PlayStation VR. So
well, Synapse was on PlayStation VR.
It was, but it wasn't a Synapse isn't PlayStation Direct, is it? It's a third party developer.
I'd have to go and look. I don't know, but I know it's on.
I'm pretty sure
I know
it's
PlayStation VR.
I think Gorilla is under SI or is under Sony Entertainment, isn't it?
Yes. Out of all of these, I don't know. The thing about Resident Evil VR is because that is a first person game. I'm not going to take anything away from the developer and them changing it into VR, because that is a monstrous feat. But because you're already in first person, going into a VR mode, it, like your friend said, like it's like, oh, this is exactly like what I played on there, just a little bit more immersive. Whereas Horizon to me was like they took a game that was completely third person and made this into a first person experience. It's obviously not the exact game, but like they did a very good job of that. Humanity is lemmings. Fucking Gran Turismo is just driving.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I will Humanity.
I will say Gran Turismo, everybody says that it's very impressive, the amount of fidelity and detail they have in those cars and the racing and everything like that. So
yeah.
You know, but that's Gran Turismo. Like it's Gran Turismo. They're all, that's what they're always
Have you
about,
guys actually seen that Humanity game?
Yeah,
I have, yes.
Kind of wacky, goofy.
It's fucking lemmings. I mean, it's lemmings.
Yeah.
If you know what that is.
It's very weird.
Best mobile game for the game. Best game playable on a mobile device. This is going to be a clean sweep in my opinion, but of which one takes this. But we have nominated Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. Like, is anybody in disagreement that Honkai is going to take this fucking category?
I think Hello Kitty is going to take
You're
it. Like, not even bullshitting you.
Let's go.
Not even bullshitting you.
There's no way you think
There's
Hello
no
Kitty.
way.
Not even.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for it.
How
What
do
did you
you
vote
think
for?
that fucking
I
Hello
voted for
Kitty?
Honkai.
Exactly.
But I think Hello Kitty's going to take it.
It won't,
I'm
bro.
voting Hello Kitty all the way.
Who?
Hello Kitty Island Adventure is actually like it has a huge player base.
I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it
I've
doesn't
never
have
even
a
heard
bigger
of it.
player base than Honkai. I can guarantee
no
you that.
shot. Man, it's gonna be so nice to know that like I'm not gonna be the one flame this podcast in the comments this time. It's gonna be Bill.
No,
genuinely think Hello
it'll
Kitty
be
is
me
gonna-
for my remake minions.
Honkai. Wow, bro. There's no
It's
shot.
100% Honkai, dude.
No
Monster
shot.
Hunter Now is a complete dumpster fire from what I've
I'm on
heard.
Team Hello Kitty. I want them to win this.
Get out of here, bro.
The only other one that I even know of like being somewhat close is Terra Nil, and that is so few and far out there of like how like compared to Hawkeye. There's no shot.
What is Terra Nil?
It's
Never
like
heard of it.
it's like
Never heard of it, yeah.
It's like a what's that game that is on a survival game that's on PC where like the whole objective is not to fuck up the
Eco?
planet. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Eco?
Like
Okay.
Eco, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I know that
very
game.
similar to that
I
style
gotcha. Okay.
of game. So anyway, Honkai, you're gonna
Honkai.
win. I don't even know why. That's
Honkai,
even a
100%.
fucking
It will win.
category.
Yeah.
It's best Honkai game. It's Honkai.
Pretty much.
All right, best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio, one of my favorite categories, and I think one of the favorite categories of the show. Nominees are Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower. What is it? Venba? I can't read what that says.
Yeah, Venba, I think.
Venba and Viewfinder. I have watched and or played all of these except for one, which was Venba. I've not seen that.
I voted Dredge. I've never heard of any of these other ones, and Dredge was a really
I've
interesting.
heard Dredge is really good.
Yeah.
I think
it
it's
was
either going to
really
be
good.
Dredge or Pizza Tower.
I
think it's
give
Dredge
it
or
to Pizza
Cocoon.
Tower.
But I think Dredge wins it in my book.
I think Dredge is the winner too, but Cocoon is very good. Like it's very good.
I also think this would have been a better category for
Sea of Stars.
It's not a new
Yeah.
game. This is
Is
a
it not a
debut
new
indie.
developer? Okay.
This best
Yeah.
debut created by a new
I
independent
gotcha.
studio.
Okay.
So
I
it's not a
think
debut for them.
It's a big service for Pizza Tower to be even on this list. That's good for them.
Pizza Tower's dope, dude. It's like
They're
Wario,
dope.
but
Yeah,
better.
It's hilarious, man. I was
I
shocked
st-
to
I
see
still
them on
think-
here.
I still think Dredge will take it. Honestly,
I think
I
Dredge
would,
will too.
I would go
it's a
Viewfinder
very
over
good
Pizza
one.
Tower before I go Pizza Tower.
Really? You didn't like
Yeah.
Pizza Tower?
No, I
Pizza
don't like
Tower's
those
pretty
like
dope.
Wario style games. I don't like all that kind of like. It's not my thing. Like I don't. I like my indie games to be, fucking grounded in soul crushing reality that they are. Like I don't want that goofy. Get that goofy shit out of here.
You'd be surprised at how soul crushing Pizza Tower is.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck off. I have no.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I'm just saying. And unfortunately, Vinba, I don't know. I've not seen Vinba. It
Yeah,
could
I've
be the
never heard of
greatest game
Vinba.
of all time. I have no idea. Viewfinder was also very weird. But
Yeah, but Dredge.
Dredge, yeah, Dredge is great. It's a
I
phenomenal
think Dredge.
game.
I think Dredge
Yeah,
will win it.
Dredge
Honestly,
takes-
that's yeah.
Dredge
Okay,
queef.
best independent game. I feel like we just talked about these.
This
All right.
one, okay.
For
Wait,
There we
outstanding-
go.
yeah, go ahead. Go
For
ahead and
outstanding
introduce it.
creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publishing system, the nominees are Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. This could be a category.
Okay. Wait. Before we get too far into it. Okay.
What's going
Dave the
on?
Diver. Dave the Diver, right? Best independent game for outstanding creative technical achievements in a game made outside of traditional publisher systems. Yes.
Yeah, this is a hot.
Oh.
Take.
Yes.
This is a hot.
Dave
Yep.
Dave the
Who were they
Diver
published by?
is developed by Nexon.
Yep. That it is a. It's one
It's
of
a
the
subsidiary
big,
of Nexon.
it's
Mint
one of the-
Rocket is a subsidiary of Nexon.
It's one of the big kind of controversies right now.
This
'cause
is
it's a great
this is one of the
game.
bigger blunders. I'm
I've
not saying
I've
heard
that.
it's
100%.
phenomenal, but
I've heard it's great, but it is
Yeah.
not an independent game. It is not an
they-
independent
Yeah.
developer.
Okay.
And
They
even the
have my
vice
vote,
president of
and I
Nexon
did not
said
know
that.
that.
Dave the Diver may look like an indie game, but it's not necessarily
It's
the
not,
case.
yeah,
Like
it's
they
not.
went
Yeah.
into it with the let's make it look indie, like that's the aesthetic.
Mhm.
But they're aware
Wow.
it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even when you click on the developer Mint Rocket on Steam, it takes you straight to Nexon.
Nexon. It's a subsidiary. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this,
surprised
that,
they said
was
something.
that was a huge
yeah.
that
I'm
was a
gonna change my vote
huge
on that.
that was a huge oversight on the committee that votes for this shit, and
Yeah.
it's
They
it's
got
just
bamboozled.
it's another one of those instances where I'm just like, this year's like I've always known that like the Game Awards, it was egregious when it came down to like some things like
like Call
they
of
have
Duty,
a very
man.
high bias.
Mhm.
They have they're very biased towards certain developers and certain Sony. Sorry,
I would say they're more than Nintendo biased than Sony biased.
True,
but-
true.
That's what
They
a
definitely got their
Sony fanboy
biases.
would say. No, I'm just kidding.
But
deflecting.
this was one of the bigger blunders. I
Yeah.
think that Sea of Stars deserves this.
Yeah,
personally.
100%.
Yeah,
Drudge-
I
Drudge
just
is
changed my
great.
vote to Sea of Stars.
Don't know what
Drudge
Drudge
is
is,
great,
but Dredge is
but-
great. Dredge is
Dredge.
amazing.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Grudge. Drudge. Grudge on the sea. But yeah, Sea of Stars I think is the better option here for me.
I really
Sorry.
want.
I didn't
Cocoon-
want. I
mean,
didn't mean to take over that, but
No. I mean, I think it's good to know that in chat. Stevens in chat said Dave for the win, but do people voting know that? Now you do. So go change your fucking vote.
yeah.
Change your vote.
Yeah,
I
just
just-
now you know that it's
yeah.
not an independent
Yep.
developer. Like,
'cause
please,
I would have gave it to Dave any other time. Like if
yeah,
Fuck
If
Dave.
I
if,
wouldn't,
if they
yeah,
would have
if-
been.
yeah,
Fucking
but that's
douchebag.
too bad.
Yeah.
That's
Because that
Yeah.
game is really dope.
soulless
I'm not gonna
sprite
lie.
fucker. Fuck him. He knew what he was doing every time he put
Do
that
you guys
wetsuit on.
Do you guys think that Dave the Diver will still win this though?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Probably.
That would be so sad, dude. If that's the case,
Sea of Stars 100% deserves it. I want
They
to see
don't deserve
Cocoon
it,
win
yeah.
it, but Dave the Diver will most
I don't know
likely
what
take it.
Cocoon is.
It's a really so Cocoon's actually it's a reimagining. It's not a remake. of an old
remake.
old game. It's not a fucking remake. It's of an old game. I recommend like
Fucking remakes.
It's
Every goddamn category.
It's like
That goes by the same name.
huh?
Does it go by the same name?
I can't remember if it does or not. I can't remember if the old game is called Cocoon. I think it is called Cocoon,
It is.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like remember when they like Joust, like they came out with Joust or whatever else. Like
Yeah.
it's very similar to that, but they changed up with some stuff, and it's just a good.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like, what's that game that we talked about that we're really excited Enigma they're remaking it, the old school game with the stop sign.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the name of that game? Something like Blitz something.
Stop sign.
Remember, it's like the I don't know. I'll go look at it. It's like the old Atari game or
I
We
know what
still
you're
have
talking about.
15 categories to get through.
Yeah, I know. We gotta go. Okay. Best community support. Recognizing
Yeah, I can't remember.
This one's
game
hilarious.
for
This
outstanding
This one makes me
community
so
support,
chuckle.
transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, and game updates and patches. Baldur's Gate 3, don't even know. I don't believe that it should be in there.
No, it shouldn't.
I don't think it should be either.
Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2,
Also,
Final,
don't think it should be in here.
Final
think
Fantasy
Cyberpunk should be in there.
14, and No Man's Sky. I give.
I
This the
definitely
same-
I don't know
think
how
Destiny
Destiny's
should
in
be in
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely
Destiny's
don't think Destiny
wild.
should be in there.
Maybe Destiny 4 years ago when it won this category, yeah, but
Yeah.
that
I think
community
we-
has abandoned and is lambasting that game. They are not supportive. They are angry,
We
and
gotta
rightfully
know
so.
Who's taking this though?
I actually don't. I don't know if it's
Really?
Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, or No Man. I voted No Man.
It's-
I always
I'm
vote No Man.
Pretty
in this
confident it's
category.
No Man's.
I would normally vote No Man's Sky, but I have to show love for Cyberpunk because they have done an amazing
They
job
have.
with community support
Especially
recently.
this year, like with
They-
their
They
new
fixed a
release of
dumpster
2.0,
fire
they-
of a game. How the
Yeah,
fuck does
they
that deserve an
completely-
So
award?
did No Man's Sky.
So did No Man's Sky.
So did No Man's Sky,
No,
So did No Man's Sky.
Hold on. Back the fucking
So did
train
No
up.
Man's Sky.
If No Man's Sky, if this was a category that No Man's Sky was going to be in the year after it launched, you're 100% right. But this is a
Yeah.
game that came out fucking how many years ago, and they continue to support it in a way that is unfathomable to games like this. Absolutely. Cyberpunk
but
fucking
literally-
fixed a dumpster fire that Keanu Reeves took a shit on and filled it full of
But
whiskey.
literally
Fuck off. They
in
do
the
not deserve it.
description it says game updates and patches.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. That doesn't, it's so, okay. Then in this category, if Cyberpunk's going to win it, it should say, hey, we fixed our massive fuck up. And that's what
So
this
should No
category
Man's
is.
Sky.
Yeah.
No,
wait, what?
no, yes, the year that No Man's Sky came out, absolutely. But this year, how many years past that? For sure. If Cyberpunk, if 7 years or 5 years past its release, are still giving updates, 100% I'll give it to this category.
I
But fuck off
personally
if you
feel
tell me
that
that's okay.
that No
I
Man's
mean,
Sky
it's
has
been a
won
couple
this
years
plenty
now,
of
right?
times.
Like,
It's
No
been
Man's Sky
2.
has won this award plenty of times. It's
Oh,
good.
because
Cyberpunk
it
can take over.
deserves it. It
Yeah,
deserves.
so
I don't
does
think it's gonna win. I
Cyberpunk.
don't think. No, it doesn't.
Cyberpunk
No, it doesn't.
completely
Absolutely
redid
not. No, it
everything.
doesn't.
They
There-
fixed
like,
the entire
dude,
fucking
I
game
would argue
and
this-
released a fucking DLC that was
I will argue
award winning in a lot of
the
aspects.
same point next year for fucking when Diablo 4 is
Wow.
on this list, because Diablo 4 does not deserve to be on this list next year because they fixed a
Oh my
dumpster fire.
gosh.
There
I mean,
is
I voted
no
No Man's
shot.
Sky because they do incredible with their game, but I will give it to Cyberpunk. They deserve a spot on this list, and if not, they deserve to be up contending
Like,
with No Man's Sky.
I think Sin's just being a hater. at
I'm
this
not a
point. He's
hater.
just-
I'm happy that they fixed the
being a
fucking
hater.
game, but you can't give it a fucking award for being that's like giving award for being like you're an altruistic person, even though I know that you robbed that bank, but you're turning the money into the fucking the cops. Go fuck yourself. You don't get an award for that.
Can I be
But-
real with
but
you
the
guys, though? Can I be real with you
Go
guys?
Honestly,
There's 3 games on this list that had the same track record of going from a dumpster
True.
fire of a game to
Yeah.
being good. Because Final Fantasy
True.
14 did the same thing.
yeah.
So
And I think that but
Destiny
again, the
Destiny
year-
went the reverse route though. They got good and then
Well,
got shitty.
You know what Destiny
Well, I'm
saw?
not gonna
Destiny was
lie.
like, oh, we could let's make. They saw this category. It's like, oh, all we got to do is make a dumpster. Like, let's make our game shitty, and then we're just gonna make it really great, and we'll win an award.
And then they'll just fix it
Fuck
later.
off,
Yeah.
man. That's
Well,
bullshit.
Honestly, if we're talking about games that also launched roughly, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 was pretty rough at the start too.
No,
and
that's
they've
early
come a long
access.
way.
not really.
That was
Early
early
access.
access.
It was
That's
when
not
it
fair.
launched.
It
wasn't that bad.
was pretty buggy hell when we tried playing it. And
That's
then
an
I'm
early
just saying,
access, not when the game launched.
No, yeah, early access. I mean, we're talking about like No Man's Sky that launched years back too. So
Right, but they continuously.
Baldur's
I
Gate
see what you're
updating
saying. I
it.
see what you're saying. I do see
I'm
what you're
just saying
saying.
they've come a long way.
Yes,
I'm about to
Yeah,
come all over.
I do
them.
see what you're saying. But
It's-
conversation's
okay.
stupid.
This is the last thing because we need to hurry up. But
Yeah.
I will say, and you guys can rebuttal to it if you want to. Okay. No Man's Sky has continuously released free updates, made their game completely better every fucking single, every single year, right? Cyberpunk released a free update that completely fixed their entire fucking game
Fix their entire
for free.
fucking game. Oh my
No
God,
Man's
they
Sky did the
fixed
same
their game.
thing. Why are you
I don't
arguing
think that
this?
Because I don't think that it deserves to be on that list. It can be here. I agree with it here.
Then No
best
Man's Sky doesn't
ongoing.
deserve to be
What?
on that list either.
I
No.
think Final Fantasy 14 should win this award.
You're a fucking idiot.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
You're crazy, bro.
Anyway,
You're crazy.
A best ongoing game awarded to a game for outstanding development and ongoing content that evolves the player
Cyberpunk.
experience over time.
I also think Final Fantasy 14 should win this award, or
Oh my
Fortnite.
Fucking
Go through the
Jesus
picks.
Christ,
Go
bro.
through the picks.
Yeah.
I don't know why Apex is on this list.
I don't know why Apex is on there either,
Oh
but
my God. Well, the nominee, I was too busy sucking someone's. Anyway, all right. The nominees: Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
It's either going to
Yeah.
be Final Fantasy or Fortnite.
I would go with Final Fantasy, but I do think
Actually, I
Cyberpunk
voted
does
Genshin.
deserve
I
that.
voted Cyberpunk.
I voted Genshin.
Yeah.
So,
What the fuck?
bro,
I hate Genshin. What are you talking about? What?
Because the
Over
ongoing game
Final
they've done.
Fantasy
They've done an
14?
amazing job. Yeah. I do.
Wow.
I don't hate Final
Wow.
Fantasy 14 either. I love Final Fantasy 14, but I'm
Wow.
just saying this is Genshin
Sin
does
is
a
the
phenomenal
embodiment of never let them know your next move.
Right,
I swear.
dude? I'm just like, what?
I mean, yes, I know that I came into this category saying I understand Cyberpunk and they should be in this category, but I still like fuck them. I don't think that they win. I
Chat's
think
calling
Genshin,
you out, Sin.
I think Genshin Impact for what?
Don't
lie,
lie, you
voted
voted Genshin for the anime titties.
I don't even give.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not furry,
100%,
bro.
man.
They
That's
don't have fur
accurate.
coming on them. So
That is accurate. Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
you're
Well, actually,
wrong.
one of them does. So,
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
yeah.
even know what update Genshin's on. I just know Genshin players are rabid.
She hasn't even
That's
been
why
following it.
That's
No,
why
and
I'm so
he's voting for
surprised
them.
why you voted for it.
I don't know where they're at, but they're doing great, man. Good for them.
They're doing
They're
great.
ongoing,
Great
yeah.
job. Love them anime titties.
What the hell?
I'm just.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't know anything for this next
Oh,
category.
shit.
I don't either.
Oh, but I know what Sin's voting for.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I know of is the Goodbye Volcano High
what? Knew
was
it.
like a high school dating furry game.
Yeah.
Furry game,
thing.
and that's Sin's
Uh,
vote.
I don't know.
It was a high school dating furry game
except for Terra.
about the end of the world monster or dinosaurs and the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But games for it. We're not taking anything away from the category. We just don't talk about categories that we don't know enough about.
I have heard that, and I'm probably gonna murder the name Chia. Chia.
I think it's a
Something
Chia.
I remember seeing that game.
I have
Yeah.
heard that this game is great. It's a fun time, but it's just not my steez. None of these are my steez. I would never
Yeah.
play any of these.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. These are not my categories. So we'll
Yeah.
leave it
Yeah.
to whoever.
I'm fine
whoever
moving
wins.
this one on.
All right. Innovation and accessibility. So this one is recognizing a software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Nominees. Don't even know why this is on here. Diablo 4 does not deserve to be here. That is complete and utter stupid.
I don't,
Uh,
I don't know why
or-
any of these are on here.
Forza Motorsports, I understand. Hi-Fi Rush, I do not understand. Marvel Spider-Man 2, I don't know. I don't know what accessibility they did there. Mortal Kombat
So-
1, I do get, and Street Fighter, I do get.
So my biggest thing, and I said this last year as well, right? This entire category, I believe, and I know that you're not listening, but Jeff, if you're listening
Oh,
and you see this,
Oh, he's
like-
listening. He's here.
please put the reason why you have them in this category, please, because like
Yeah.
nobody.
This is something you have to do
Innovation
your
for
research
accessibility
on.
is so
Yeah.
fucking obscure. How would I know what Marvel Spider-Man does? How
I
would
know
what
why
Hi-Fi
Diablo
Rush
is in
does?
here.
I
I
do
know
too,
why
but it's
Forza
trash.
is in here.
Why?
Is it literally just
Why is G4 in here?
colorblind?
It's colorblind and making it
Flashing?
so that the flashing thing and making it so that like enemies
Okay.
pop out more. Like basically people with visual disabilities
Okay.
are better able to differentiate what's going on the screen.
Yeah,
So that they can enjoy the ARPG genre, because it's a
That's-
very visually overwhelming genre.
That's my biggest complaint
Yeah, 'cause
about
it
this,
doesn't
and,
work.
and
Yeah.
I say it every year when we do this. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I don't know what to vote for because I don't know
Yeah.
comparatively
the
what these games do for innovation of
The only
accessibility.
time that I know, except for Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, the only time that I do know was the Grounded. When
Yeah,
that was in the
that's what I
category.
was about to bring up is the grounded with their
arachnophobia
accessibility
ban.
for arachnophobia. Yeah.
Right.
But
Forza has a time slowing mechanic in it so that you can better drive and react to like turns and stuff like that.
I'm curious why the new Final Fantasy isn't in here then with the rings.
Yeah,
Do you think
for
those could be
difficulty.
considered accessibility?
They
right there?
100% are, and I don't know. I'm right there with you. I don't know why it's not in here as well.
What are the rings you're talking about?
The
The rings give you the
the-
ability to like slow down time.
Yeah,
you-
if an
you can tell
attack's
them
coming
better.
at you, it slows down time and gives you the button prompt so you can appropriately
Yeah.
dodge.
Oh, it gives you like a quick time event.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
necessarily
basically
if
gives you a
it
quick
was
time
meant.
event.
I don't know necessarily if it was meant for accessibility or just like ease
It
of
was.
game.
It was
but
100%
for me,
accessibility.
yeah, for me that screams accessibility right there, and I don't know why that's not in this category. That just seems like I don't know. That
All
seems
right.
weird, but
I'm with you.
Moving-
I voted Forza.
I voted Street Fighter.
sure.
But
I'll go for it. I don't
Street
give a
Fighter, I
shit.
think, has a lot to do with the accessibility controls of the platforms. So anyway, all right, best performance. This is awarded to an individual for voice acting, voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. The nominees are Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16, Cameron. I'm gonna butcher this dude's name. Monaghan from Star Wars. He was Cal from Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba for Idris Elba in Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Milani Liberd from Alan Wake 2. Neil Newburn for Baldur's Gate 3. He was
Astarion.
Astarion.
Oh, yeah.
And then
everyone loved Astarion.
Yuri Lonthial for Marvel Spider-Man 2 because he was Peter, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I believe so.
He was,
Yuri Peter?
yes.
Yeah. Or is he Harry? Was he Harry?
Yuri,
I think
believe,
he's
was
Peter. I think he's Peter.
Yuri,
Anyway, okay, again, some hot takes. I don't think I know Enigma's gonna hate this. I don't think Idris Elba should be allowed in this or should be.
I agree with you there. Actually,
I agree with you. Yeah,
he's just playing himself. Like this is not a
It's the same. It's the same. While I do agree with you on that, on this one, I don't agree with you. If it was like the year that Cyberpunk came out, I think that Keanu Reeves did an amazing job for Johnny Silverhand. But yeah, 100% I agree with you. Idris Elba is literally just playing Idris Elba.
Yeah. I know this category. Who this category is going to win? It's going to
go to Idris Elba.
No
I think
way,
so.
no
You think?
shot, dude. Newborn.
I think it's
going to
go to
fucking
Astarion. Yeah, everybody's fucking thirsty for Astarion.
I don't know, man. I think the mainstream media is going to push Idris on this one. It either needs to go to Neil Newborn or Newbin or Ben Starr. Those are my two.
You think Ben Starr?
See, I actually went Yuri.
Clive was extremely well done.
I went Yuri or Neil. Yeah.
Yuri does a phenomenal job in this one. Like for this Spider-Man, the range of emotion,
go to Neil, but
is phenomenal. So
yeah, I don't know. I liked Final Fantasy 16, and
I can see it. I think he did a good job.
Fact,
I just think
Astarion
did better.
That Neil Newbin is also the voice of Heisenberg in Resident Evil Village.
Interesting.
No, not.
I thought you were
same voice actor. I thought you were saying Heisenberg in Breaking Bad. I was like, oh, well, it's cool.
As much as I can't stand Astarion because of Sin trying to.
Yo, fuck you, man. You caused me to not be able to fucking be a vampire, dick.
Did you kill her?
Actually,
no,
I did. I killed her.
No, Enigma did.
Enigma did. I didn't do shit.
And I went to go knock him out, and Enigma was like, no, you got to hit this button to knock him out, which was not that button. All right, best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. I gave this to Dead Space, actually.
Remakes.
I don't know it's a remake, but they did a phenomenal job. It's the soundscape in that game is fucking phenomenal. So.
I don't know.
I think Alan Wake 2 is going to take this one, or Hi-Fi Rush.
I give it a Hi-Fi.
Hi-Fi Rush for the music and audio
Yeah.
going into the combat itself.
That's the biggest thing. The rhythm with that game and like the combat and everything is really
Yeah.
What is it? Smooth. It
I've-
crosses over really nice.
And then
I
Alan
went-
Wake 2 for atmosphere.
Yeah, that's what I was. I went Alan
Yeah.
Wake just because of the atmosphere, and I
lot of
think that the actors did a really good job with it too, with like the sound design and
All these games have a lot of different audio vibes to them.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah.
Spider-Man's on here.
Don't know
Yeah,
why
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
see there. No, I
It's
have
just
no
kind
clue.
of there, man. Just
because it's
existing there.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the
Resident
Sony
Evil 4
tax.
is a good horror game, and it's got horror sound design, but it didn't do any. Like, I think Dead Space has better
Did nothing
sound design
new,
than
yeah.
Resident
And
Evil
it's
4
a
does.
remake.
Oh, fuck off, you butt plug.
There's 2 remakes in this category. I bet you're
I
seeing.
know it's ridiculous.
Oh,
It's
man.
stupid. It's fucking
all right.
dumb.
Best score and music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. The nominees are Alan Wake 2 composer Petre. Hold on, I gotta go back. I gotta go be able to see it on the screen. Petre. What the fuck? Oh, what?
Petri Elanco.
Alanko, yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 composer Borislav Slavovov. Final Fantasy 16
Sorry.
composer.
Slavovov.
You added an extra Volv in there that didn't
I'm
need to be in
sorry,
there.
I'm
Reading
sorry,
I feel like you're being,
Boris.
I feel like you're being
Borislav
disres-
Slav.
You should probably just stop.
Borislav
Just say
Slavov.
that- just-
worse from here, man.
Just say the fucking name of the game, please.
Oh, God.
Final Fantasy 16.
I'm sorry, Borislav.
It's Borislav Slavov. What did I do? Slavovov?
just
I
say-
added an extra Vav.
Just say Baldur's Gate 3 composer.
Slavov.
Final Fantasy
Okay, Final Fantasy 16 composer. Hi-Fi Rush audio director, and then Legends
Oh,
of
God.
Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Golly.
Hey, I can do this one. Composed by Nintendo Sound Team.
Hey, one of them you can do.
that was an easy one.
Nintendo
It was-
Do Sound Team.
Oh god.
All
I don't know. I gave it to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
composer
same.
Borislav
What?
Slavov.
Down
Here, that-
by the
oh,
river.
Really?
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
I think sound design's one,
Not-
or like the score and stuff is one of the low points of Baldur's Gate.
Really?
Personally.
What?
In my
Crazy, bro.
opinion, yeah.
I mean,
Not
Like,
only that.
I don't think
I'm
there's
not
a real
saying
low
it's
point
shit.
of Baldur's Gate,
The-
though.
Compared to everything else that Baldur's Gate has, it is the
True.
lowest point on the
Did you-
spectrum.
But
Did you
it's-
did you do the quest for the
Bard lady? Yes.
the bard lady?
Yes.
And you're gonna tell me that their sound design is terrible. That their music design is
Did
terrible.
I
He
say
didn't say
terrible?
terrible,
Stop
he just
putting
said-
words in my mouth. Holy shit.
He just said it was not. He just said that it was the worst thing he'd ever listened to. and
That's what I heard.
Leave me alone. I'm not saying anything like that. Okay? I'm saying that in the spectrum of things Baldur's Gate 3 does great, this is the lowest of the great. Like
Yeah,
it's
so
still
you're
good.
saying that you
It's
hate it,
1%.
and it was the worst thing you've
The
ever.
Squid on
Alrighty.
YouTube if you guys want to go over
Alrighty.
there and hit him
Alrighty.
up. No,
Yeah.
no,
Alrighty.
I understand what you're saying, Bill.
I
Oh god.
I get it, but I also just
I-
don't think there's a real low point of Baldur's Gate. I think the game is.
I've not ran
phenomenal.
into a score of music in Baldur's Gate 3 that I've been like.
I have run into a
that's not great.
situation where there wasn't score and I felt like there should be, and that's the scene whenever you bust into the barn and the two ogres are getting it on, and there's no.
What did you want it to be?
It's not two ogres. It's a hobgoblin and an
Whatever,
ogre. Okay?
hobgoblin and
True.
ogre,
They
and that
needed to
ogre.
just, like,
That makes it
break out
kinkier.
Tom Jones or something.
I want
Start
something,
playing-
man. I need some some straight up P hub down down.
Okay, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you vote for?
I voted for Final Fantasy 16.
Of course. And
Of
why?
course.
I think it was honestly the lowest point. I'm sorry.
Poor
Anyways, go
Bill,
ahead,
bro. Bill has one opinion, and
Sorry.
everybody just trashes him for it.
I'm just.
Man.
that was
I
so
mean, it's
quick.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
I feel like for like Epic, it like some of the boss scores in this game are like top tier. Like typically,
I won't
I'm
give
a
it to
big.
you. The
like,
Square Enix
it's-
does some really good jobs
Yeah.
with their scores.
They
all
Their
the time.
scores are amazing. Their music is probably one of Square Enix's most consistent and good things.
I have a question
they
for you
do.
though.
Yeah.
I have a question for you though. When it went into Bahamut, when you fought Bahamut, did it go Bahamut? Bahamut?
It actually did.
Bahamut,
Like low key, it actually
Bahamut, Bahamut.
it didn't do like that many Bahamuts, but
There's a
I'm pretty
few
sure his name
Bahamut's in
came
there.
up in the
'Cause
score.
that was 14, dude. 14 is like Bahamut, Bahamut, Bahamut. It's just like constant. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, why?
But yeah, Final Fantasy 16, the score is impeccable in my opinion, and it's one of the
can agree
highlights
with that,
of that
yeah.
game. It really elevates the mood. Where Baldur's Gate again, it's good, but I don't feel like it elevates it. Like it,
But you hate it.
it's nothing that sticks in my head.
No, I will
I
100%
got you,
agree
man.
with that. Square Enix does a great
We
job.
know that
I
Baldur's
just,
Gate's
I,
gonna take it though.
yeah.
Just letting you guys
I
know.
think Baldur's Gate. Personally, I think Baldur's Gate did a better job, but I can see it.
I can't say for sure they'll take it.
I
Oh, they
also don't know
100%
why
take
Liza P isn't on this list.
It is on
I'm
this
with
list.
Chad on this one. Liza P has a whole mechanic in the game where
I
you're
don't think I've heard
collecting
of Liza P
where you're-
stuff.
musical records.
Oh wow.
That like basically these records close off people's quest lines, and it's like the embodiment of that quest line in a score. It's wonderful.
Cool.
A
Okay.
shame.
Moving on. We have 3 more categories we got to get through. We are already over time.
Yeah,
Thank
we got
God
a quick
thank
fire
God
because
we
like
did not go
game
through
of the year
news.
is going to take forever.
All
Yeah.
right. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Liza P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I can go ahead. I think for the rest of these, until we get to the game of the year, we just kind of fire off what we've chosen. A quick
Just do
answer.
it. Just
as
do
to
a
why.
quick reason. Yeah.
Yep, I go Liza P all day long. I think I love the direction. I think that it was great. Yes, it's very Souls-like or Bloodborne-esque, but I think it's the very first time that we've got something outside of Bloodborne for PC and for in general. That's just a very well done game. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm with
Agreed.
Liza P as well.
went
I
Liza P
think
too.
I think they took the Pinocchio adaptation and spun it in a very pleasant way that's good to look at and also goes with the genre.
Yeah, I was also going to say I think this is a good category for Liza P as well because I think they put
Yeah.
a lot into their art direction in
I
that
think
game.
Hi-Fi is probably gonna take it though.
That was
Hi-Fi probably will take it.
They're
I
definitely
voted-
the contenders
Or
here.
Nintendo.
I voted Hi-Fi Rush just because I think that it's it kind of encompasses that fuck what's the name of that the one with the Joker guy shit.
Batman.
Persona, yeah, he like personifies Persona's art direction. Get it?
I said Batman.
It's kind of, in a way.
I know, the Joker guy is-
I mean, I get why you said Batman, but yeah,
It's funny.
yeah,
Okay.
Persona. It definitely personifies
If
that. Quite,
Super
quite
Mario
heavily.
wins this, I'm gonna have a summit moment and punch my monitor.
Yeah,
I swear to God, it looks the same as every
both
fucking-
Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Bros. I don't think should have been on here. They've done nothing for the art style. It's the exact same art style.
All right, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Category or nominees are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty,
This
Final
is a stacked
Fantasy
category.
16,
It
Marvel,
is a sad category.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
This is probably the most competitive category of the award
It is.
show.
Uh,
I could see any of these winning.
I
To be
could as
honest
well,
with
yeah.
you,
Yeah.
I'll go through. I'll go first. I
I got a
voted for
question
Baldur's
for
Gate
you.
3.
Is Phantom Liberty a new game?
It's
It's a
a
DLC.
DLC, which is
Why is the
honestly a
DLC
shock.
being included
Yeah.
with other games?
For the same reason, remakes
Because
on the
they
the
got
Game of the
a-
Year version, sir.
they made a dumpster fire good, Bill, because
will-
that's the answer I, got
I-
from everybody. Was it
well,
kind of a dumpster fire, and it's now good.
That was what.
I
That was
just-
what I was.
gonna-
they've
in
never done a
comparison-
DLC
Can I
competing with
speak?
real games.
No,
Can I speak?
before.
Okay, I will answer you why, right? The DLC, yes, Phantom Liberty should probably have not been voted for, but the fact of the matter is that they comboed that up with the complete reinvention of Cyberpunk and released Phantom Liberty. It's a completely different game. It's a completely new game, in my opinion. I agree with you, and I voted for Baldur's Gate 3, but I do believe Cyberpunk deserved a nominee here, 100%.
Spotlight at least. I agree. It's kind of a gray area why it's
I mean,
even.
we
on
don't
this
have any
list,
other
but-
It is.
DLCs on this list.
Yeah, why does it get
Yeah,
special
we've
attention?
never-
It's
we've
very
definitely
odd.
never-
We have 6
had-
remakes, so you know.
Hey,
DLC.
Bill, me and you, high five, buddy. We're on the same page.
No, it's just really weird that a
It
DLC.
If we're gonna bitch about DLCs, then we need to bitch about remakes.
Oh my God, no, we don't. No, we don't.
To be fair,
Why?
though, DLCs are not categorized as a game.
This,
I also
this
don't see any
DLC,
remake.
Phantom Liberty.
This one is.
Yeah,
This
this
one
DLC, Phantom
is-
Liberty, is pretty much an entirely another
Doesn't
game.
matter
And I
whether it's pretty
agree,
much.
but
Do
just
I have
in
to have
general,
Cyberpunk
DLCs
to play
are
it?
add-ons to a game. Well, if we're talking about brand new games, remakes and remasters are they're new games.
I
Just
also
they're
don't see
remakes
any remakes
of the
on
same
a
game.
narrative
I
list.
know of the same story and world of a game, but
Yeah, you don't
what
see
I'm
Dead
saying
Space
is
on
it's,
this.
it's
So-
still a
so-
new game. In
We're on
quotations.
best narrative, not best new game, right?
Yeah,
But it's a
what?
DLC of a game that
Just
came
saying.
out 2 years ago.
That's
No, it's a DLC, or it's best narrative for a DLC that released this year.
but of a game that
Of a
released
game that
2 years
came
ago.
out 2 years ago.
Okay,
You can't be a
the
hypocrite.
game of the year remake is a remake of a game that released in
We're not
2005.
talking about game of the year. We're talking about best
I'm-
narrative.
I'm just saying, if we want to fucking talk about it, that's
Listen,
For the first time ever, I'm
It's
not
a
the one in the
DLC.
argument.
listen, sir. Listen, sir.
it's a
remake.
DLC.
Listen, sir. It's a remake.
Wait, what?
It's not a full game.
Chad, this
I'm not gonna
podcast
argue
is
with
going
you.
to one. I'm just letting you know.
It's,
All right. I think Alan Wake
I voted
takes
Final
that.
Fantasy 16.
I voted Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be.
I know
don't-
Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win it, but I really
you're the,
enjoyed
you're
the
the
story of Final
narrative,
Fantasy
not the
16.
story. I don't think that should be allowed. All right, moving on.
What?
We're not going to argue. No, Final Fantasy 16, you're probably fine. Baldur's Gate 3 is what I'm bitching about.
Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win that 100%.
Hey, I know they're going to
Yeah.
win it, but
Yeah.
as long as it's not Cyberpunk's DLC. All right,
Get outta here,
best
bro.
game direction awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Nominees: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
I think we can all
Baldur's
unanimously
Gate.
say this one, right?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
you go anywhere else other than
UG3.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Again, that's a very stacked category. I don't even like it's going to win no matter what.
Yep. All
Yeah.
right. Game of the year. Here we go. Recognizing a game that develops the absolute
Here
and
we
best
go,
experience
indeed.
across all creative and technical fields. Nominees: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate 3 takes this category hands down.
100%. I
it
mean,
does.
I
And if
think
anything
that-
else
I think it'll
wins,
be
it's a
Spider-Man 2
travesty.
personally, but yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 deserves it more.
Definitely.
I do think Spider-Man could take this category, though. I do think that
If
this
they
is
do-
going to be the one.
I think it'll take it just because it's a Sony game. But
It's gonna burn a bit if they do, because I do believe
It'll-
Baldur's Gate 3 deserves
I think
it,
that they're going to
but
look at the fact that they have the Baldur's Gate 3 just won a shit ton of joystick
They've-
award, golden joysticks awards, and they're going to be like, oh well, they've got enough. We can give it to Marvel.
I don't know, man.
if-
If,
I don't
if they,
think
if they
so,
do
man.
that,
bias
yeah,
because
if they do
so
that,
many
it
years
completely
past-
illegitimizes this entire gaming.
yeah,
like
so
game
many
of the
years
year.
past, Sony has taken so many awards and they haven't batted an eye. So
Sony,
I don't know.
are we talking about Game of the Year specifically? Sony's only won 3 Game of the Year awards ever.
with not just Game of the Year category awards, other awards like for Last of Us and
I mean,
the
Last
first
of
God
Us.
War,
So
right?
Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, and God of War are the only Sony games that have won awards.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Last of Us 2 shouldn't have won.
And it shouldn't have. You're correct there.
I'm just saying in years past they've taken
I don't
many
even-
awards. I'm not just speaking Game of the Year specifically.
I don't even give a fuck about the Sony aspect or not. I mean, I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a phenomenal game. I think that it has a phenomenal
What?
storyline. What?
It's the same game for that they released. Marvel Spider-Man 1 is the same game as Marvel Spider-Man 2. It just has a different
you
fucking story.
What kind of are you? What circuits are you smoking? You're crazy.
Oh my god.
No, absolutely
Oh
not.
my God,
heard
dude.
I've heard it's legitimately
It's-
a pretty good game.
It's a fucking phenomenal game. The story is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that the mechanics behind Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 are the exact same mechanics. They've done very little work on it.
Okay, well, this is-
I'm with
They've
Enigma
done
on
very
this
little
one.
push forward. It's like the God of War versus God
Yeah, I
of
was
War
gonna say.
Ragnarok.
the
Nothing-
category
nothing
is
changed.
saying recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. It doesn't
you
say
think,
that it needs to
and
be
you think that the
new or
best
innovative.
experience is the same shit that you got last year?
Why would I? If I love vanilla ice cream, why the fuck would I get any? Why would I get chocolate? Like if it's good,
That's how
why
you
make it better?
stagnate an industry, my
you,
friend.
you, you
I'm
are still playing World of Warcraft Classic, I suppose.
I am,
so that
fuck
makes
you.
sense.
You said you play World of Warcraft Classic, you dick.
Marvel
Anyway,
Spider-Man 2 it has the same problem that God of War Ragnarok has,
Yeah.
where it's an extremely safe sequel. Like,
Bill,
yes,
Bill,
it is.
look at that. Look at that. We connected, bro. Look at that. Now
It-
agree with me that Resident Evil as a remake should not be on here.
We're talking about Spider-Man right now.
He's like, "All right, don't get too ahead of yourself, okay?
I don't know how
While it
Resident
is
Evil-
good, and it is extremely good for that genre, I don't really care about
Yeah.
superhero games that much. It is an extremely safe sequel. They didn't
Yeah.
It is.
do much to differentiate it from Miles Morales or Spider-Man 1, other than putting
Other
both
than the-
characters and plugging them into the
other
same
than
game.
the GTA, other
Yeah.
than the GTA 5 Switch, which has been around for
It's a
7.5
great
years.
fucking game, man.
I
Like,
will
nobody's
say-
arguing that, but we're saying that it's not. It hasn't pushed forward anything.
I didn't say that it did. I'm just saying it could win this fucking category.
It could.
And we're saying that it shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why Mario Wonder's on here. Like, it's a good
Yeah.
game, but it's 2D Mario. They added some
I
new
honestly-
mechanics to it that are pretty neat, but it is not the absolute best. It might be the absolute best 2D side scroller that's came out this year,
It's
but
very
it's,
possible.
go.
Yeah.
it's
I'm
a weird
also-
one to include here.
I'm also of the same opinion as The Legend of Zelda. I don't think that it did a whole lot to push forward the Legend of Zelda franchise, other than add the crafting system or whatever it
The
is,
build-
like
the build
the
system.
building system, which
That
is
I will
great.
disagree
It's
with you on.
phenomenal. It's a great addition, but from everything that I've heard, they've literally added in a few quality of life improvements and the building system.
Seems
And it's
like
literally
the
the
same
same
case
thing.
with Spider-Man, like pretty much the same game.
I feel like Zelda has changed the formula from Breath of the Wild a lot more than what Spider-Man did.
Yeah.
In the fact that, yes, the building mechanic, while it is one mechanic, the powers that
It's a,
they
it's a
added
big
and,
mechanic.
and
Yeah.
it is a huge mechanic, but I think this category I've said it from the beginning of the year and I still say it now, is between Baldur's Gate 3 and
Yeah.
Zelda. I think those are the two competing games for this,
I'll
and they
agree with
compete
that.
and they compete for the exact same reason. They compete because both of those games expanded what player choice means in a video game. Those two games embody player choice more than any game that we have seen probably in the last decade, in two entirely different ways. Baldur's Gate 3 through choice, through
The endings,
creativity, through endings, through like it's the total package in that regard.
Narrative.
And Zelda honestly does the same thing. It's not as narratively driven, but you can still solve your problems in that game. You can solve the puzzles in that game. You can get from point A to point B in
Pretty much
almost
gives the
any way
character
that you
free
want
will.
to. It's the whole, if you can think it, you can do it mentality, and both of those
For sure.
games embody that better than anything.
And
Yeah.
you know what we always think of? Robot dicks, because that's what gets created in Zelda.
Robot dicks.
It is.
Exactly.
Robot dick.
It is.
All right.
Okay, Resident Evil 4, why is it here?
Oh god, okay.
Right?
So we got
Like
more to talk
glaring-
about,
so-
motherfucker.
Yes,
Okay.
it's not
So-
over yet.
So Resident Evil 4 remake, I don't give a shit how good it is. I don't give a shit how much they changed. It could be a completely different game, sir. I don't think it deserves Game of the Year.
I will agree with you when you
I
said
don't think it
that
deserves a nomination.
Starfield deserves a nomination over RE4. I agree with that. I do.
Well, and so I'll walk back on that honestly, because I kind of
I mean-
retrospectively thought about it, right? I can see, and now that I saw that Starfield actually did get a
At least it
nomination,
got a
I think
nomination for RPG,
I think that was
yeah.
the big, yeah, I think that was the biggest thing that was pissing me off. Was I was like, you got to be kidding me that Starfield did not get a single
Yeah.
fucking nomination.
I mean,
One.
even
it's because
if,
Starfield didn't. It sold well, and we talked about that extensively in the
did.
chat. It sold well. It got a lot of Game
and
Pass.
it had.
It got a lot of
sold
Game
well,
Pass.
and it had a lot of people that enjoyed it. Like a lot of people did enjoy the game.
They
Yeah.
did,
Did they? Did they?
but I
Yeah.
did some research into it.
Were,
It currently has less concurrent players than what Elden Ring did.
I was gonna say
last year, and
there
Elden Ring
was
hasn't
a
put out any new
substantial drop in
content.
that game. Yeah.
Like the drop was
No, I'm
fairly
not going
massive.
to argue with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a what's called a Bethesda game. They always have.
And all I'm saying,
Huge drops after they
I do
release.
still just
Ooh,
agree
that's
that
spicy.
that what?
That's chat.
So okay,
Somebody
Tom-
ban him.
All right.
Somebody ban him.
Don't
Get him
ban
outta
Tom,
here.
he's my buddy.
Thomas
You know
Brown
what?
He's
says
on
in
my
chat,
side.
He ain't wrong, man. He ain't
Starfield
wrong.
is as much of a remake as RE4 is. It's Skyrim in space.
He's not wrong.
So how about?
I
what if
mean,
we- what if
I
we
would
defend-
argue he is wrong, but that's
the
just my
defense I want to
opinion.
have for RE4 remake is they evolved the game. They changed the narrative up enough to make it fresh. They changed the gameplay up enough that it is an entirely new gameplay experience. The gameplay loop is completely different than what the original game had. Graphically, obviously, that's fine. But you also have to remember that there are a lot of people that this is going to be their first taste of RE4. And you have to keep those people in mind with this kind of stuff. Like, yes, it is using assets, but it is not like a standard remaster where it is literally just a texture upgrade and then they report the exact same game. This is rebuilt, this is redesigned, this is entirely new mechanics, entirely new level design that was not in the original. Yes, they are narrative aspects that are the same, but I would argue that this is more different than what a lot of sequels do, like Spider-Man 2, like compared to Spider-Man
Hey,
1 and Miles
keep the
Morales,
gloves up.
like God of War compared to God of War Ragnarok.
So-
the gameplay loops are basically copy pasted in those games where the narrative is different. The narrative is, while altered, roughly the same. You still get from point A to point B and it's the same stuff, but everything else is remade and made better.
So if this was Final Fantasy VII, the remaster or the remake or whatever they call it, reimagination or whatever, what is it? Final Fantasy VII
It's
reimagined.
Final Fantasy VII remake, but they completely changed the narrative and
If
the gameplay
if
is
this was
completely different.
Final Fantasy VII, the remake or whatever you want to call it, right? If this was Final Fantasy VII, I would have no issue because like
I mean,
you
you
said,
didn't have
Final
an issue
Fantasy
last
VII,
year
yeah,
because it was
I
on.
didn't. If
or
this was
whenever it
Final
came
Fantasy
out.
VII and this had that amount, or I shouldn't say if this was if this had that amount, Final Fantasy VII's amount of alteration to where it was a completely new game, there was nothing about it that was the same, or very 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 small amounts of it that was the same, right? I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it. But the fact of the matter is that, like, as you said, a lot of the narrative situations, are all the same, or close to the same, at least from what I remember you talking.
They're
the last time
greatly
we talked about
expanded
it.
upon. I think is the
Expanded
biggest.
upon or otherwise. It's still very akin to the original game, right? Granted, yes, I will agree with you. I think that they did a phenomenal job with like the rehash of like the visuals and the gameplay and everything like that in comparison to what RE4 originally was. But like you're not going too far off that. The original one was kind of rough in the first place, right? I still don't feel like it's game of the year material. Regardless if it was a remake or not. If this was a brand new game, I don't feel like it's game of the year material.
I definitely think we have a lot of
fucking
filler.
wrong. Marvel Spider-Man 2 wins it. Shut the fuck up.
I honestly, what I'm most shocked about is that we have 2 horror games in Game of the Year category.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't necessarily understand why Alan Wake is in there either. I don't. I'm kind of the same way.
Good. It's
Alan Wake
so
2.
fucking
Alan
good.
Wake 2 is solid. For
I've
me
heard it's
personally,
solid.
I would pull Mario Wonder and inject Final Fantasy 16, even though I'm aware
that was
that
my
it's-
biggest issue. Was like I was just curious why 16 didn't get a vote.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like
wasn't
16
as well
was a better option.
It's a similar situation to Starfield, where while the game has people that enjoyed it, such as myself, such as you with Starfield, it was not as well received globally and by its own community as the developers hoped it would be.
I think we just put fucking Elden Ring back in here. I don't understand what the fucking
So-
problem is there.
Yeah, we can just contact his Bill Clinton, his
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's it called, Rabbi?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion. Hate me for it if you have to. I don't really give a
Yeah,
fuck. You can do
I
whatever you want to.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I think your opinion's
Bill,
fine.
you're agreeing with him?
No, I think your opinion's fine, and I think honestly, you probably have the majority opinion as opposed to what I'm trying to.
The only thing that I will say is that like I can't think of a game
the only two remake
other than Final
series-
Fantasy 16 and other than Starfield that I would personally put in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And
as far as
again,
remakes go,
Starfield, I can like firsthand be like, okay, yeah, Starfield was not game of the year contention. Like it wasn't. I can say that. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Don't get me wrong, but it had a lot of glaring issues.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Armored Core 6 could have been.
That's actually I did say that at one point. Armored Core would have been a great contention for that, honestly.
Yeah, I think the game's too niche. Even with the popularity of the Souls boys, I
It
think
definitely is.
it's still too niche of a genre.
Son of a
think,
bitch. That's what Thomas Brown's
honestly,
been saying the entire time. I thought I was like, Assassin's Creed 6.
I thought
Why
he
the-
meant Assassin's Creed.
I
Yeah, I
was
was
like,
like,
what the
wait,
fuck
when did
are you
talking
Assassin's
about?
Creed 6 go down?
Now it
I thought
makes
he was
sense.
just memeing, dude. I was like, what?
Oh, okay.
One last step though with the remake thing, and this is where I'm going to end it. The Resident Evil remakes and the Final Fantasy remake series are the only two remakes that I feel like are of quality to deserve to be put into categories such as this. I think
Yeah.
the Dead Space remake would not have been enough. I think Demon Souls
No.
definitely
Yeah.
not enough. Like those style remakes, while they are rebuilt from the ground up, they barely change anything about it.
Wasn't Dead Space a remaster? It wasn't a remake.
No, it was a
It's
remake.
a full
It was a
shot
remake.
for
It was a
shot,
remake,
moment
yeah.
for moment remake.
Full
Okay.
shot for, but it was like
was
it was like
phenomenal.
what Demon Souls was, where it was shot for shot
I have
remake.
heard it's great.
They
I'm-
just made you able to
Honest-
explore the ship.
I'm gonna say,
Honestly,
and
I think that they.
I'm gonna say, and I stand by my idea, thinking they should just add a category for remakes.
That's what I was
remasters.
gonna say. Yeah, they need
Because,
a remaster or remake.
They were going
category,
down
honestly.
this line
Remasters
of
don't
every
deserve shit.
year- Sure, maybe not, but they still get lumped in with remakes. So if anything, they still just need a category because every year we're going into having.
It seems like we're getting
and
more and more
games
every year.
that
Yeah.
are remaking and remastering these games, and it's only going to go up because there's tons of games in the backlog that I'm sure they already have their eyes set on. So just add a new category for it, right? Like I think that just alleviates
There's
all
a
of this
couple
tension.
a couple of different categories that need to be added. Honestly, like there needs to
think
be a
so.
horror game category. There needs to be a remake or a remaster category for sure.
Okay, yeah, definitely remaster or remake.
I think you guys
Yeah.
should get an award because there is very few people that can have an entire conversation and shut me the hell up and keep me quiet. And y'all done it. So congratulations. Yeah, I give you
Were
guys
you
an award for
engaged
that.
though? That's
Well,
the
that's-
biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's because you said the stupidest thing of Spider-Man 2 deserves it, and we just kind of get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get him
At
out of
least
here,
it's
bro.
not a remake. All right. So
Ooh.
What's your opinion on remakes, Sin? Do you want to throw some gloves on?
No.
Throw some hands,
The
bro.
show.
no, I'm good. This is not a fight that I give two shits about. So, I am happy for anybody and everybody that's nominated. All right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, episode 105, maybe
105.
106, depending on when you
Maybe
caught it.
106.
Maybe 104.
Yeah. No,
Again.
it's definitely not 104. We did that one.
I don't know. It's on Twitch. It is.
Oh, I forgot. It is on Twitch. Okay. You can change the title on Twitch. Why didn't you do
I
that
can't.
from the
I can't.
beginning?
The Twitch title will not let me change it for some reason right now.
Okay.
It keeps throwing in there.
Well, anyway,
Anyway,
episode
Twitch.
106 going an hour almost. Or no, 30 minutes over.
30
but
minutes,
I hope
yeah.
you guys enjoyed the show. We again love doing this. Thank you guys all for hanging out and being here.
We do
Um,
like each other. Some days more than others.
You should have heard the pre-show. Oh man. But no, we do enjoy it. Thank you guys
Yeah.
and gals and everybody for being here live. If you don't catch us live, thank you for listening to us after the fact. And you can go to our YouTube channel, Pre-Patch Podcast. You can go to our Twitter account, the Pre-Patch Podcast. You can go and check us out.
There's a
on
Discord too.
Spotify, Discord. Join all of us. If you want to follow us individually, a great place is the Discord because you can see whenever we go live and are playing games, regardless of platform. We have content in so many different places, so make sure you check us all out. And it can continue to be amazing. You all are phenomenal. Viewers.
Except for that
and-
Thomas
and-
guy. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for that Thomas
Uh,
guy.
Love you, Tom. Love you, Tom.
Man.
We're joking, Thomas. I love you, bud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
We huck and love you.
we will be
Uh,
back next week with episode 106, maybe 107. You never know. It's always
knows?
Maybe want to wait.
it's maybe
We're a
108. Fuck
wild
it.
card
Yeah,
nowadays.
We're
you
feeling
never know.
freaky, you
Never
know?
Yeah,
So,
man.
where we will remake ourselves and do the exact
Ooh.
same thing that we did last year. And then make a DLC of that, which deserves some kind of credit because it was a dumpster fire. And yeah,
And there might even be Idris Elba.
And
Idris Elba will be on the show too. That's so will Slavoslav will be on the show. On the show.
Discord's fucking up.
Yep. All right. Well, we are out of here, guys. We will catch you next week. Same time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Same place, Twitch and YouTube. Bye.
Doses.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, come on, Spotify, you dick.
I hope they heard that.
They did. I didn't mute it, and we're still here. All right, now we're gone. Let's play.